Hello.
And all right. So, who wants to recap last time? 2 days ago for us, but might as well.
So 2 days ago, um, we set up camp near it around the shrine. There's sort of like 4 islands. No, wait, that's before that. We just set up camp in Long Rest, and then we wake up, and it's the 20th of Stormswell. So just so we know when the date is. And Alsana tries to scry on Seth. It doesn't really work, and there's the thing of logistics of did he pass the save, or does he have scrying protection, and we don't know, and that's really sucky. And some of us do want to check out some nearby islands to make some camps that aren't on the direct shrine island. So Alsana communes with nature, no people near, snake levels are going back to normal, and she does something to get just like a better general understanding of the area, which really helps with her searching around. So we split into pairs of who's going on whose island, one person from the party, one person from the entourage with Eulalia. Alsana turns into a hawk and makes laps around. So she just goes and finds a few islands nearby, a couple, 3 that are really close, and then one's at like 300 feet. So we assign islands, set up camp. Alsana, as a hawk, goes around a little bit southeast, I believe, sort of looking to see if there was another way someone would have got there. This isn't the main path that we would have got. Doesn't really find much, realizes the optimal boating path is the one Kane took, and there's no signs of like another boat going through the southeast area. So she's just like, fuck. And she lands on an island, communes again, finds some lichen and dusk bells. But she communes again, still no people, no buildings, and then helps out with the terrain just to make that radius a little bigger. She circles back around, and the trip takes about 3 hours, but everyone else sets up camp. Calda and Tia go looking for gators to eat, and we find a few. Calda's intrusive about Tia's life because she saw Asana's lint in her eye, and we're really gonna try.
Yep.
Night goes on. Dren apparently had a toothache, so now we have a tooth for Nettle, but we realize the silver tooth is gone. It is just gone. And we're just like, huh? Oh no.
Concerning.
Because it's very mildly concerning all around. It's nowhere, and we're like, oh shit. And then at the end of the day, Alsana scries on more, and like there are still a few people out. Doesn't seem like there's anything hectic or bad going on, and we all long rest, and that is the end of the session.
There's also an unfortunate crocodile. Or gator.
Oh yeah, poor guy. Crocagator.
Crocagator. It's like a turtle duck.
Sure. No.
Except not.
Yeah.
All right. So we pick up the next morning, the next day. You have roughly a week plus a little bit of change till the next full moon. And for the foreseeable future, not much planned, I assume, aside from keeping watch on the island, having your pit traps maintained, checking in on them, and allowing a little bit of the study of the island and shrine itself by the resident scholar of magic? Amateur
Historian.
scholar of magic, really.
Knowledge holder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Alsana's talked to her enough. The knowledge she holds is this mismatch of information and questionable information and misinformation about magic. It is very much someone who learned magic out of books without anybody curating what books were teaching the
I'm
magic.
assuming Alsana knows like the 3 books she read that are out of date and have been like redacted long ago.
Probably, just given your extensive knowledge and stuff, there might be 1 or 2 that is like, where did you get that idea? And it turns out that it's just some idea that's from the country down south instead of locally, which would be perhaps the one place where your awareness wouldn't reach quite as far without a check. But yeah, you just kind of from the get-go, even the concept of ley lines is one with kind of shaky confirmability, I suppose. it's something that's neither proven nor disproven. It's compelling, but it has its blind spots. That she seems to put a lot of weight onto that as a concept. And then it just kind of follows with various other things, concepts of magic, variants in theoretical applications to the weave, to gods and mighty beings, and how magic has trickled into humans and humanoids. And it's a mess. She has some things right. She has some things very wrong.
Alzana
But
will,
she's trying her best.
Alzana will try her best in conversation to, like, try to, like, untangle that, like, that headphones of information.
It's a bit of a task. It would probably take a while, especially as she keeps referencing some book or other and insisting, no, she read it, it's official.
I'll put it forward, Alzana has 20 intelligence and 20 wisdom. She is at
Yeah.
the human, like, cap of mental acuity. But...
Yeah.
eh, like...
But Eulalia is somehow very persuasive.
Yeah. How very is very.
She's charming. Especially, even in her ignorance.
Is Alzana able to give
She's
an
sweet.
insight? Is Alzana able to give an insight check to see what
Oh,
her
yeah.
charismas are at?
I mean, I don't think that's gonna be... Oh, you meant insight to check her charisma. I
Yeah.
meant... Okay. I mean, sure, just from getting to know her. Go ahead.
Probably with the guidance, because she casts guidance on herself almost like by habit at this point.
Yeah.
I always forget to change my thing.
Hmm.
16.
16. Okay. Above average. Makes sense, given she's probably kind of raised to do some talking, etc. But she kind of uses it in a more disarming way than a regal way, if that makes sense. More of a approachable manner. So I'm gonna say it's basically above a 12,
Okay.
but it's not gonna be as high as a 20.
Okay.
She is no like paragon the way you are in the wisdom and intelligence.
Can you just get a... Again, if she's spending time with her, is she able to try to get, like, almost like a rough like a better understanding of her in general? Like some of her...
Maybe.
like some of the, like, almost like motivations he has and stuff? In her own, like, little somewhat prying way, just like, okay, why exactly do you put so much weight on this kind of stuff?
Alright, I'm gonna say you kind of do that scattered over some days, just little bits here and there. Go ahead and do another just general use insight with guidance assumed.
Alright.
Just for getting a bead on various things.
Alright,
It's a
14.
broad category. 14, not bad. Okay, she is almost a person who's pulled in several directions of interest. Almost scatterbrained in some respects, where she jumps from an interest in like local flora and fauna to the makeup of the island itself, to just spending a day just pacing the island across back and forth, almost measuring it with her footsteps and muttering to herself because she thinks there might be something in the dimensions but can't explain what. And that's one of those things that has absolutely no magical basis in anything. She jumps from asking about, have you done any scrying? Have you found Seth? Have you found any leads? To almost seeming to forget that, oh, right, that's what I came here for in the first place. And it's just kind of a back and forth, character-wise, in terms of what her immediate goals are. That's a good way of putting it, actually. She is very immediate in the things she asks, the things she does. A little bit less on the big picture.
Okay. All motivation, no forethought.
She might have a little bit of trouble with forethought and a little bit of trouble with follow through. She has her moments. She's not a hopeless case. you know, she clearly references that she did think through how she kind of got out from under her parents' eyes. Basically, she made up some story about staying with a friend for a month who happens to live very near the border, and this friend was helpful and helped her sneak out and is kind of keeping up the facade but can't keep it up for very long. So she at least thought some things through.
She's a shotgun of enthusiasm, effective but also loud and widespread.
Probably, yeah. At one point, she completely forgets that Kane set some hunting pit traps and falls into one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it probably happens like twice.
What's this girl's wisdom?
If that happens, there's like a scramble of Kane, like getting ready to fight someone that just made like, please, for the love of God, don't do that.
She kind of looks up from the bottom of the pit trap. Sorry.
Just, I marked it. You were there when I set it up.
I kind of thought it was about 3 feet that way. Do you have a rope?
Alzana floats down.
Can you help me up?
Well, now we've... Alzana floats down. She's like, well, now we've learned that you stay more than 3 feet away from any traps you think are there.
All right. I will keep that in mind. Can you get me out of here?
Yep. Pulls her
I
on
will
the
say,
rope.
they weren't like pit traps. They're just traps so that like if I come back later, I can see that someone was here.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought that you were actually digging pits.
No, they're just like little wire traps so that I can tell
Oh.
who's been here, who hasn't.
Okay. Well, let's say
But I do
that
like
you
this
got
anyways, so.
You tried one pit trap.
Got her foot tangled on it. Okay, you tried one pit trap. A few days later, she tries to go 3 feet away from where she thought the trap was, bumbled into a trap, and ended up sitting on the ground with her foot tangled in the wire.
I think you're gonna cut off. What's this girl's wisdom?
Roll another insight.
Because I'm having a hard time believing it's positive.
Surprisingly, it is positive, but not by much.
Mm.
She's like
Solid
and it's
10.
it's like not, yeah. It's actually she actually does have a +1 modifier.
Huh.
She just doesn't seem to use it well. I'll say right now that just from you sneaking up on her, her passive perception is not great.
I was gonna say, can she make a medicine check? Does this girl need glasses?
I think she needs whatever glasses to make hindsight foresight.
29.
Her vision seems unimpaired. Her problem is that the vision impairment happens when she happens to have a book and is walking at the same time.
Okay.
Something
Now,
glasses
Alzana.
can't really fix.
Now, Alzana, while I am appreciative of the fact you're trying to figure out the stats of an NPC, I don't think this is the NPC we should be trying to figure out the stats for.
I just
I'm
want
gonna be
to.
honest with
I
you.
just want to know like how hopeless she is, because she's
I think
already
we
staying
don't-
up
we
combat.
we don't need the stats for that. I think we can figure out she's got some
We
some
can see
issues
it.
of ditziness.
We just see it.
Yeah.
Let's call the stats thing done at least on the
Yeah.
the ridiculousness front.
Yep. No, that's fine. I was just wondering, like, is there like a numerical reason, or is she just like this?
She's apparently just like this.
Dell had an intelligence of 20 and a wisdom of 14.
Yeah, and it also
It
played
didn't
by
mean
you.
shit. Exactly. It's a personality thing. Not
No
stats
amount
thing.
of numbers can save being played by you, Conrad.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So,
Also, Jazz is great. Fuck you.
What is everybody else up to, aside from watching Eulalia bumble around the island?
Calda has shifted focus to Rod.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh dear.
All right.
Oh, I'm so here for this.
Let me open his sheet just in case you're going to do anything that requires a roll. Go for it.
Thank you.
I just hear
What's
like the rocket lock-on noise, like dee 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 dee.
Just like a glance to Alzana. Just like talking away slowly from T and just like, so,
Thumbs up.
Rod? Still trying to lick your elbow there, buddy?
Nah, I gave up on that.
Oh, can
Bet
at
you
least
this man has
like
a wisdom of
I've
16.
moved on to by the back of my knee.
can at least like your tongue lick your nose? Maybe that would be a good start.
Wait, is that a thing that's... He starts sticking his tongue out and goes cross-eyed. Nope, nope, that's
You
not
are
reaching.
cruel.
Then the elbow thing's probably not gonna work that well either.
Yeah, I figured that out.
That's fair. But I heard that you and your little friend T have known each other for a long time, haven't you?
Oh,
I guess. Fairly long.
Yeah. Childhood friends, right? You know
Mhm.
what always happens to childhood friends sometimes, dear?
Always, sometimes. Sorry, what?
Yes, always sometimes.
No, seriously, you lost me. What?
You
What's always
know.
sometimes?
Oh, you're... Do you think she's cute?
I mean, from what perspective? Somebody might think that.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. 1 second. 1 second.
No offense, but I think you might be a little old for her.
Actually, I'm married. I have,
you.
I have 3 kids.
Yeah, I thought I remembered you saying something about that, so I was very confused. I didn't think. Okay, are you trying to set her up with one of your kids? How old are your kids?
How old is she? How old is she?
I can't wait for the plot twist of him being gay.
Oh my god.
How old is she?
God, that's gonna be the best.
Alright, look. I grew up and I was raised well by my mom, and I know that's not something that you answer about another woman to anybody.
Okay.
I respect this man. I respect no other NPC in this game except for this man.
Fuck everyone else. I
Respecting
respect
women,
Rod.
I love him.
Hey, Aurora deserves some.
Okay. Okay, you're not. Okay, this isn't helping. How much you guys making?
Good amount.
Motherfucker!
Just starts to smile just a little bit. You see just a quirk of one at the corner of the mouth. He's doing this a little deliberately now at this point.
Did Tia talk to you?
Sorry, what?
Did Tia talk to you?
I mean, she talks to me fairly often.
Do you like girls, Rod?
Are you trying to set me up with one of your kids?
You know what? Yeah, why not? At this point, he's not getting it. Carl is just going all stops. Why not?
Alaris is losing it. He's like, oh man, this man is dense. Oh no.
Hello, yes, my name is Brick Wall. Nice to meet you.
Rod, answer the question.
To be fair, Calder is the destructor of walls.
I need to find out which child to set you up with. Do you?
You know what? I never decided this. I'm gonna do a very, very simple roll.
Rod, my baby boy.
So I'm gonna do that.
If you want to roll a D100, on average, it's an 8% chance he's gay.
I don't have enough of a list of things, so I'm just gonna roll a D4, and I'm gonna have 4 categories.
Okay.
Oh, 25% odds. I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He is. Your motherly insight is telling you he's got no interest in girls. He does have some interest in guys, as you've seen him very occasionally glance at Kane with a little, not bad, expression, in hindsight.
To be fair, Kane is built.
Okay, yeah, it's Kane. Okay, Colin's gonna like lean back, just go, how old are you again?
Let's
Please
put
hold
it,
while I check Kane's age.
What's your birthday?
I'm setting up my son.
Let me be vague. Mid-20s.
Damn it.
Right?
Kane's 27.
Okay.
Kane also has a
You know-
girlfriend!
You know who?
God.
And Kane's trying to not be our father.
You know-
Hey, to be fair, I can't. There's no pretend that happening here. And also, I'm not trying to set Kane up. I'm trying to give Calder an out.
You know, then instead of my kid, you got Kane.
Hmm.
Yo.
I don't know.
Or if you want to take the deep end plunge, you got Tren.
I'm
Hamburger.
not gonna mix. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Between work
Mhm.
partners, it's really a bad idea, trust me.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my
really.
God.
I tried that once. It ended bad.
Well, good thing the work partners I'm working with are 2 siblings and another married man.
Yeah, probably. Hey, did I, here, look. This is the scar I got from that time, and he just starts showing you and telling you a story about how he once tried to date this one guy, this other mercenary. They were partnered on a job. Yeah, and it was a mess.
Yeah. At probably 30 minutes, and she'll just let him talk because he's adorable and I love Rod. Calder
Just
made
eyes
jokes.
glaze over.
No, she's listening intently. She's a mother. She
Okay,
doesn't
fair
have
enough.
to stop listening for the eyes
Elaris
to glaze over.
eyes glaze over. He's not listening.
But Calder would just silence false on and just go, oh, dating plan's cancelled. He's gay.
Done.
He's got an eye for your brother.
Ew.
That is the appropriate response, Devin. Thank you.
Ew. Ew.
Also, I swear if he makes a single move,
I'll make sure he does it when you're not around. Oh.
no, Kane. He has a
I don't-
girlfriend.
Oh, if he has a girlfriend, I'm chopping his dick off.
Kane's also straight.
Shh.
We don't confirm this. No, has anyone gone up to Kane and go, "Hey, you like guys?"
I mean, I think at one point someone did, but also
I think Rod's about to.
no,
Oh
that's
my
fair.
God.
From the local gays, more of the local
Also,
gays.
can I just
we not do
please
this?
laugh at the
we?
absolute himbo whose name is Rod being gay? Can I please just laugh at that for a brief moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not intended.
Calder,
No, it worked out.
What's his
Calder's
last
prob-
name? Shaft?
Fuck off.
Calder's probably gonna go up to Rod after a little bit and just can halflings lick their elbows? We're just tiny humans. I don't think we can.
Sorry, you're asking, what was it? Halflings?
Yeah, can halflings lick their own elbows?
Probably not.
Damn it. Okay, since it's a per person thing, can Calder lick the top of her nose?
Roll for tongue
Like
length?
for tongue?
Not.
Okay. Just wondering.
Was it acrobatics?
No. This is a question not of trained ability and luck, but
How long's your tongue
physical
and how
limit-
close is that distance?
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually train to do that. It involves a
Yeah.
lot of neck exercises.
oh my god.
Next exercise. Okay. No, Calder's just gonna hang out with Rod and Tia if they want to hang out together. Calder's gonna be like, I'm gonna be a bother. Not actually, she's just gonna prod.
But
She's
McCain
just
is
gonna
also recommending, if no one has direct business on the main island, to stick to the side ones. Just for the sake of if someone does come here during the day as opposed to during the night.
Hey Tia, you look strong. Can you hold me up above the water, please, dear?
I'll give it a try.
Woo!
Also,
Fairly strong,
question.
but you're also dense, so
I am.
I'm
I'm
gonna
wearing
say that
armor.
Bit of an
athletic-
anvil.
Question really
she,
fast, by
she
the
does
way.
it. She does it just fine.
Oh, Christ. Real quick.
Mhm.
Did Osana do any other sort of scrying today, or any kind of information gathering?
I was
just in
waiting.
case.
I was waiting for
On
everyone else
behalf-
to be done.
I wanna get through what everybody else is doing in the meantime.
Oh, I just wanted to
Okay.
be stupid. You could have just done that.
No, it's fine.
I have more, but you go ahead.
I'm just trying.
And we all, to be fair, Osana gets a lot of time to
I'm
shine.
more stupid, but you go ahead.
I'm just trying to plug in some
Go ahead.
time of just I'm gonna be prodding.
All right.
Just
Is
be-
Alaris
so
brawling
chaos.
with anybody, or
Not
is he kinda
really.
himself?
He's just kind of humdrum.
Is he doing
Like-
anything? Give the poor man a friendship bracelet to make or something.
Yeah,
know
he's.
at some point, if you're not going to approach anybody, one of them might approach you. I'd say
Fair
the
enough.
more curious ones. Eulalia's busy. Dren's not going to approach anybody if you can help it. Tia or Rod?
Oh dear.
It's a coin flip. Rod.
Yes!
This is another one of those
So are you happy in your marriage?
late night things.
Yes.
Where Rod just is. He seems to have this habit of not going to sleep right away. He just lays there, and very occasionally, as you're on watch, you'll just hear a very quiet "so" from behind you, and whatever question or statement follows, it's probably going to be thoroughly unexpected.
He's got
Um,
sleepover tendencies.
What's the
Questions till
square
2
foot
a.m.
of Dennis Rodman?
Do pigeons
Huh?
have feelings?
It varies from that to just like small talk, casual, like, "So you mentioned you had a son? What's that? What's he like? What's your wife like? Where are you from? Never heard of it."
Of course you haven't.
Of course you haven't. It's not on any map you'll find.
And neither is my hometown.
Too small.
Oh yeah, cartographers' nightmares. You know, can't put them all on the map. You just run into dots all over the place.
Yeah.
So
You
what's
know.
the let's see. Did you make the crossbow yourself?
Not this one in particular, but
Okay.
I've made a couple.
Oh, cool. Local wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Lot
can
of
say
craft.
that.
A lot of craftsmen in small towns.
He's just like Alara, sort of remembering the time he like had to make a crossbow out of twig blight. Just like, I guess you could say that.
I never picked up any of those skills. Always too busy going up trees and jumping off ledges. Just being a kid, you know?
You know, that's what
Yeah, I
does.
see that.
You're a pretty good shot with that thing.
Thanks.
There's also
Question,
nearby
did
because
Rod
it's
ever-
cold.
Did Rod ever see you transform the weapon? I can't remember.
No.
Okay, so he wouldn't know to ask about like why is it weird?
He might have if because we did skip over some combat stuff on the way in. I don't know if Olaris would have had any reason to switch to like a glaive to poke at things or anything.
Say that's up to John.
He probably would have actually.
Okay.
Just, you know, if there's like some minor like snakes, he probably would have turned it into a mall just to have some fun.
All right. So where'd you get enchanted?
That's a tougher question.
He just kind of rolls over and does a thing where he puts his chin on his hands over the pillow. So, did you find it like that then? I know sometimes that happens.
And he just like, not in the shape that it is in right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes some sense. I've seen you shift it into different shapes. I mean, for all
Yeah,
I know,
it was,
you picked up a sword and it became a crossbow.
And he just sort of transforms it back into its original state of a pearl.
Really? That's it?
Yeah. My patron told me it was important, so picked it up, and eventually it turned into a crossbow.
Patron?
And he turns it back into a crossbow.
Oh, wait. Are you one of those magic-y types that he starts snapping his fingers, gets their magic from other places, but not like a cleric? I can't remember the name. I can't remember the word.
Warlock?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess that's a good way to get magic if you don't have any.
And he looks like slightly offended, like, I could have been a wizard if I wanted to.
Okay, yeah, if you don't have any like built in kind of, and
Calling me lady son?
no.
I love how quick to being offended Alaris is.
Happens. He's a dad. It happens.
Look, I just mean that I don't have magic.
Fair enough. But and he looks at him. Guy like you typically doesn't need magic, I would know. I bunk with and he just sort of like nods his head over to Kane.
To that
Wherever he is.
far, the vague direction of that far island,
Yeah,
not even visible to you in the dark.
yeah. He doesn't need magic. He gets along just fine.
Oh, I know. There's places in the world for people like us. Him, me, others. No flashy powers, just real good left hook.
Fair enough. And Lars will continue his watch and answer any more intermittent questions.
Yep. At some point, it's something about. So, the witchy lady, super magicy one, of the bird.
Yeah. Alsana?
What's her deal? And we're just gonna kind
Give
of
a
leave
list.
that one there.
Do you have a pen and paper in 3 weeks?
That's I couldn't unpack that question if I had 3 months.
Do you have a degree in psychology? Because we can start there.
All right. So we'll say that various interactions and so forth cover some days. In the meantime, Dren is his usual surly self. He mostly kind of sticks by Eulalia when she's on the island, but didn't happen to be around the 2 times she fell into a trap, which is probably why, to some respect. He avoids Kane as much as possible, though he is stuck on the same island as you at nights, and when he's not able to shadow on the main one. Alsana, at one point, he does go up to you of his own volition. Hey.
Oh,
So the
brings
two.
you.
I figure we're even. You insisted on doing it, I let you do it. You got what you want, I benefited.
I wasn't waiting for payment if that's what you're thinking.
Good.
I feel like there's something more.
Our brother.
I hadn't thought of it in that exact phrasing, but I guess yes, we both have him.
What do you think of him?
She narrows her eyes. I have many opinions and feelings. What are you looking for in particular?
Did he ever tell you what he did?
Out of character, I've been like trying to parse it down in my head. Alsana hadn't heard the whole story with Kane and him, right?
You didn't get the whole story, but there was one time he blew up at you and did mention something about killing a brother.
No, if I'm to be blunt, are you the only one he's ever had a spat with? Brother, that is?
He shrugs. Hell if I know. But, yes, there's bad blood between us.
He exclaimed one day something about killing or possibly killing a brother.
He wishes he'd killed me.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Just looks him down. You seem reasonable to have around.
Reasonable.
A bit hard-headed, but I mean, I guess that comes with the territory of your types. Not the rest. The Badland hunters.
I'm giving you this one warning. Stay out of my way. Don't get between us. There's gonna come a day. Not while I have this job on, unless he interferes with it in some way. There's gonna come a day where I'm gonna go and find him. He knows it. I know it. Or he'll find me. You stay out of it. I'll leave you out of it. Unless you make yourself involved.
Oh. If I'm to be blunt, you'd just be sentencing yourself to your own death if you took both of us.
Whatever.
Is that your aim?
This is for me to deal with him.
No, it's...
He took my eye. I think there's something that could make that even.
You see, I have to ask exactly what you consider interfering in this instance.
No magic. No getting between us physically. No removing him from any kind of fight that might spring up.
Is this before or after the altercation? Because given your answer, I think we're going to disagree. I don't intend on letting him kill any family of his. Estranged, hated, or otherwise.
As long as you don't get in my way, I don't care.
I assume you understand that I won't allow you to kill him either. If you wish to have a spat with wounds that can be healed, that's for you to sort out. I would hope that there could be some other sort of solution here. Quite frankly, I would think there would have to be. I think something like that would only get you so far.
I'm not negotiating. I was giving you one warning. That's all you're getting from me. He turns around and he walks away.
And she'll just after. Then understand I am very skilled in medicine. I can do a lot.
By this point, he is gone, as he did not turn around with any of it. So, that being done, you had some scries lined up.
Yep.
Alright, who are we targeting? And when?
Just next, the morning right after, she's gonna try Seth again.
Okay. Same modifiers apply unless you want to ask for an attempt at a drawing, but it might not help. Just as a fair warning.
She would have asked, like, I don't know, is that a see how Lelia rolls, or?
I'll see. Let's
Like, it can't negate things, can it?
No, it can't make things worse.
Yeah, so might as well.
Dexterity, do you think? I think dexterity. Yeah, she's decent at dex, but...
Dexterity, wisdom, charisma.
Oh, whoops. I forgot I had most of these sheets set to GM while I was making them, just in case. Alright, well, she rolled a 10.
Also, I've given her guidance if she was there when attempting.
You know what? You were requesting it. Let me go ahead and get that 11.
Alright.
It's not great.
Alright. Won't affect anything?
It looks humanoid, but it looks kind of like a step above childish. The eyes are lopsided, not quite the same size. The mouth looks weird.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Alright, so no
not gonna
change.
affect anything this time.
Alright.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Alright. Alright, she'll just give it another try.
Okay. So that is a save. Plus 5 because you're, and then you're 18. Okay. Wisdom save, right?
Check.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom save.
Okay, DC 18 wisdom save with a 5 buff to the roll. Okay. There is, once again, no result on the scrying mirror.
Great.
Eulalia is once again hovering behind you. Did it work?
You'll get a happier reaction from me when it does.
Oh. Do you think he's okay?
I have no way of knowing because I can't
I'm
see.
Sorry.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah. Maybe it's better just to wait and see if when anything happens here.
I don't have all the time in the world. And neither do you.
Oh, I guess not. I wish I did. This place is really interesting.
Like I said, should we meet again, there are routes you could take if you want to further endeavors, chase certain traits and studies.
Huh.
But I think, from the impression I've gotten from you, you have a bit of, well, not growing up, but life living to do before you commit to something like that.
Well, it's not going to stop me from learning everything I can right here and now.
It's not a bad outlook to have. Hold that close.
Yeah. Good luck with the magic mirror. I'm gonna go and, you know what? I think that I need to take some bark samples this time. I wonder if the trees have soaked up any of this.
Your friend has never given you a gift or anything, has he?
No? Well, I mean, he'd fold paper into little shapes sometimes and give them to me, but I left them all at home.
Paper into shapes.
Yeah. I mean, nothing really elaborate. It was more like little diamonds or triangles that kind of the paper locked into itself, and sometimes he'd do boxes.
That's not. I doubt it would, but I'm grasping at straws at this point. That, like, paper folder or anything doesn't ring a bell for Alsana.
If you're looking for anything super special and esoteric, no.
Okay.
She did offer to do that sketch for you.
Yeah, she did. It failed.
She tried.
Okay.
She didn't roll well. So, with that, are you going to continue to attempt to scry once a day on him? Are you going to scry on anything or anyone else? What's the plan going forward for everybody?
Yeah, it is just maintaining his vigil must be a better option.
Okay.
Maybe at one point he'll take the boat out with someone just to check on more. Ask around there.
All right. Who would you be taking with you? I assume one of your allies and not one of the strangers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably if anyone volunteers, I'll take them, but if not, he'll just grab Alaris and be like, okay, let's go.
Lars will probably go, yeah.
Yeah. Elaris, you are escaping from, like, heaps of questions that you thought that you'd escaped when Gage grew to be like a preteen.
And then you thought you escaped again when you had a tent without Alsana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't escape this.
Hey, speaking of escape, let's go check on more.
Yep.
Yeah, good, yeah.
All
Let's
right.
get out of here.
Yep, you row up north, check out the town. Things seem to be going along apace. Just the usual steady routines. of the village in the swamp.
All right. Just ask around if they saw anyone in recent times, if there was any kind of sign of the vague description he has of. I forgot the dude's name that starts with an S.
Tren.
The Trent? Seth. That's the one.
Seth.
Okay. All right. It is a very vague description.
To be
More
fair,
doesn't-
like one
yeah.
person passes through more
Yeah.
every week.
Yes, I was about to say Moore doesn't get much in the way of travelers, and they haven't had anybody recently. They're probably expecting, as I remind myself of my own NPC name, they're probably expecting Shuli in about a week or so. But he's the only one who they're expecting to see, and yeah, nobody new has really come through. Okay. One moment.
Okay.
I almost sneezed. It was infuriating.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you Gazun, not the type.
Okay. So, Calda, what is Maury's passive perception? Just because it's a habitual thing. So it's probably happening day after day. So let's just take that as the average.
Is there any buff to the advantage owls get?
You know what? Let's call the advantage a +5. I think that's the
That's
standard.
usually how the numbers go.
So 18, is that with the plus? That yeah, that's definitely with the +5. There's no way he's got a +8. All right. So you've got an 18 passive perception owl flying around the island in laps, about 100 foot. Probably not constantly, though he's a familiar, so he might not get tired. Regardless, he keeps an eye on the surrounding areas. He alerts you when. Bless you.
Thank
There's
you.
things
That's
you're
where it
missing.
went.
Thanks.
Oh, where was I? Oh, he probably alerts you when a really big alligator starts swimming up and needs to be either taken out or deterred. Ooh, dinner. Yes. For about a week for your current group. All right, maybe not that long. There's there's 8 mouths to feed. Dinner for a couple of days. But he's not coming up with anything that seems out of place. At one point, he sees Dren sharpening a big knife, but that's not out of place.
Kind of par for the course.
Yeah. Sharpening a big knife with intent. But Kane survives that night, so, it's fine. Alright. Now, any further scries in the intermedium?
Oh, I also meant to say that second day, also I wanted to send that letter to Nettie.
Ah, yes. All right. In a nutshell, I assume you haven't
Yeah,
written anything.
No.
In a nutshell, what is she asking?
Basically just, hey, haven't talked in a while. Wondering if the offer is still open. Open for a dream if you need. But would prefer to avoid a visit. Have some ingredients you might like already.
All right. You send that winging off in the morning, and that night, you open your eyes to a large stone cavern. It's an odd blend, actually, of what looks like natural stone and worked blocks. Like somebody took the interior of a tower and meshed it into the interior of a cave. It's dark to dim, but there are strange glowing mushrooms on some of the walls, and there is a fire in the center of the space with a large cauldron bubbling over it. sending up clouds of smoke that disappear into the gloom. Before that cauldron crouches, larger than life, Nettie. She's poking at the contents with a large iron ladle. And she looks over and, "Good evening, dear. Come sit down. I've saved you a spot." She gestures towards a straw stuffed cushion next to the flames.
Kind of glances around the room. A fair stone you are.
I like to dream in comfort. Can you blame me?
She'll sit down.
So, what prompts this? I rather thought that you were avoiding me for some reason.
I had, time-sensitive things I really needed done. Unfortunately.
But you say you found some ingredients, so found a little time. That's very good of you, my dear.
We find ourselves in a lull, looking for leads. First of all, the items in question. This is a dream, right? I can operate things? Or is that only you?
I control the dream, but you can at least describe, and I might be able to pull in a placeholder.
Okay. And she'll just say, I have a tale of a still living lizard.
Ooh, very nice. She makes a still squirming, wriggling tail appear in her hand.
A willingly given tooth of a human.
Oh. Well, that one, very interesting. Not your own, I take it.
She pulls her cheek to the side. Nope, still have all of them.
The rough one, the bit of the brute, seems like somebody who would lose teeth.
Yes and no, she says with a smile.
Ah, one of your new companions, then.
You are looking. Quite the nosy grandmother you are.
Can you blame me? You are very entertaining, and I'm starved for company.
So, how in-depth are you with this?
Oh, not very. I'm aware you have new companions. I don't watch night and day. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know. I just peek in from time to time, out of curiosity. I don't know their names. I don't know their numbers.
Numbers?
How many companions? I know there's at least 2. Possibly 3 or 4. Maybe as many as 5. I'm not sure.
Nuts. Well, we find ourselves at a bit of a, like I said, a short-ended issue. You hadn't happened to seen or been aware of anyone else with, let's say some magical sway in the area we are? Any oddities, any creatures of the sort?
Well, I might have to do a flyby to find out for sure. It's a little hard over distances.
Okay. Just if you had seen anything in the corner with even your slight peeking here and there.
Not that I would know. And to be quite frank, my dear, not that I would say without a due trade, even if there was. Unless, of course, I thought it would be more valuable to me. Yes.
Okay.
Quite.
Well, I guess the other thing then is, given the items I've procured, I believe the list was sectioned off into certain things needed for a single spell or ritual or something.
The tail will give you 1 potion of particular effect, and the tooth another. Very interesting ones. At least I think so.
You're quite the scry whiz, as it were.
Well, I'm flattered you would say that.
Do you happen, and you are also living in the tower of another who stole it from you, mind you. But...
Mind you.
Uh-huh.
You were getting to a point.
My own look-ins have been troublesome as of late.
Have they?
I'm wondering if you have any ways to improve them, and if we could perhaps trade one of those ingredients for it.
Interesting.
Or perhaps another set. I am possibly able to procure a few more.
Very interesting. Well, no potions from the list I gave you for the ingredients would have that effect. However, let's see. Clarity. You would need the eyes of something that can see far. The eyes of a diviner, the eyes of a beast that sees great distances but is powerful in magic all the same.
Tilts ahead. The eye of a rock, maybe.
A rock is not powerful enough in terms of magical strength. Oh, they see physically far. If you brought that and made a potion, you would probably be able to pierce great distances with your own sight, but not with your mirrors or scrying orbs. Which is why if you found a mage practiced in divination and took the eyes from them, that would be one very simple path.
A bit too direct.
Very well.
Would the eyes of a Naga suffice? Even if temporarily.
Temporarily. Possibly.
I've learned their corpses don't stay around for too long.
It would depend on whether the Naga in question was practiced in divination magics. While I real quick check a sheet. Okay. Potentially. The Guardian Naga does have clairvoyance, even if he doesn't have scrying. It is a lower level spell.
And also, those guys were like specialized in like discerning things magically, right?
Yeah, fairly, yeah. Though part of it was they were very tied to that location too. Spirit Naga. Yeah, not so much that one. Well, you bring me the eyes, the blood, and for good measure, let us say the scales of a Naga with such powers, and I may be able to teach you to brew something that would enhance, temporarily, your likelihood of catching someone in your scrying nets.
What of against someone who has resistances, especially for them?
And it depends on the manner of resistance. Is it one that simply makes it more difficult to scry, or one that stops scrying entirely?
One that can see it at a glance and then attempt to remove it.
That sounds like something that is special about that individual sight. Not something that you would overcome by trying to put brute force into your spells.
And one with just outright immunity?
Remove the immunity. Find the object, take it away. Of course, at that point, there's a little point in scrying, I suppose, but sometimes a direct approach is best.
All right. Hmm. And is there anything that could... Is there any sort of magic potion or ritual that would be extra effective against spellcasters
Well,
that you have in your repertoire?
interesting. Your best hopes. As I real quick look through the list that I set and make sure there's no effects here that I might gloss over by accident. Well, you bring me an unholy flower and the maggots. There could be a potion that it would not stop magic, but if you find a spellcaster who relies on one particular type of spell, one particular type of harm,
Necromancy?
it could, perhaps, more necrotic, if that's your bent. It's something that would stymie some of their effects on you personally. It's not perhaps the overall panacea that you are looking for.
And is this a imbibement or is it a enchantment?
It is an imbibement. It lasts an hour. And if you take harm during that time, you will suffer it as usual, and then you will be immune. As long as the potion lasts.
Suffered as usual and then be immune? Out of character?
She's being vague on purpose.
Okay. I didn't know if I wasn't getting something there or not.
No. She's being vague on purpose. Purpose.
On Perseus.
Yep. Until basically you come and learn the potion. But I guess for DM clarification, it is a particular effect where the first time damage is dealt to you after you drink the potion, you're going to take that damage. Actually, when she said as usual, that was incorrect, because you actually take more damage. You can't benefit from resistances or anything like that from it. However, for the remainder of the duration of the potion, that particular one damage type, you are immune to. You cannot then, like, stack on types of damage. You know, somebody hits you with a fire bolt, and then they hit you with a lightning bolt. You don't add the lightning immunity, but you do have fire immunity from then on, so at least for the duration of the potion.
Okay.
It's like a fucked up absorb elements.
It's absorb
it's
elements,
like a backwards.
but bigger and worse and more.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be bad for Kane, honestly.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Because he can Calda. Yeah, because either of you can take a hit. But also...
Because if it's a saving throw thing, Calda would probably take a hit at half damage more likely.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right, is...
But Kane's got extra health, so either way.
Yeah. I do not have a lot of health, comparably.
Maybe Calda then. Although Calda does resist necrotic already.
Do?
It's not...
I do.
It's not specifically necrotic. It was her clarifying when you said necromancy. It's not like every single necromantic spell you basically...
Right. No, I got that. I mean, more so we're fighting two people who are probably throwing necrotic at us.
Fair.
At least two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure her evil Calda has like a withering smite or something.
Watch Kane walk and they're doing only radiant damage.
I'm expecting Kane to do like some goofy like psychic damage. Like he's
That'd be fun.
Like he's a string bean, but it's like his muscles are psychically enhanced.
No, he's got a spell called Dramatic Smite.
You just swing
Daddy
shut.
issue smite.
Traumatic orb.
Dramatic orb.
Oh my god.
Fuck, that's pretty good.
Good.
Oh, I need to give that to a character.
I never remember inspiration until just now. If you don't have inspiration, Ty, take inspiration. Because
Thanks.
that got me.
When did I have it? Wait, did I have it?
I don't know.
I don't. Oh. I said something probably a while ago. Traumatic orb. Thank you.
Oh,
I'll be
man.
here all week.
All right, back on track.
Yep.
She can offer you that in terms of actually fighting mages effectively. I may be able to find something, create something. However, it will not come cheaply, and I cannot do it right now. Come and see me at the end of the month. When you bring the potion ingredients, I will teach you a few things. And I may have something that can help. But you'll need to be prepared to make an offer to me in return.
I'll keep that in mind.
Please do.
Is it a particular time at the end of the month?
I will need the better part of a few days. Not particularly on the last day of the month, though if you'd like to make it that just to give me a little extra time and to give yourself some time to find something I would like.
But
Then perhaps we should make it that.
but the turnover of the month is not possible.
Oh, if you'd like to come at the beginning of next month, then so be it.
Okay, it doesn't have to be directly the end of this one in particular.
Basically, give her a week.
Yep. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if she was like trying to like use the magic of the stuff going on right now, even if she's not at a shrine.
Not really. Basically 5 days to a week or so probably is going to be good for her.
Okay.
Which would put you right about the end of the month. Like those last few days of this month, the first few days of the next.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I personally just worried about trying.
Yeah.
She
doesn't know that.
Yep, exactly. Okay. And she goes, by the way, the dead fish, how lenient is that day? Is it 5 days from the hour I kill it, or is it 5 days from the day I kill it?
From the hour.
Okay.
That one we would have to prepare very quickly. Make sure you have the eel oil and the moth wings as well, otherwise it will do no good.
But those other two can be stored for a bit first.
Well, yes. In fact, if you give the eel oil a little bit of time, it develops a more pungent flavor. A bit more of a kick in the potion itself.
Good to know, as she realizes she's had the eel oil for at least a bit now.
Yes. I mean, why should drinking a potion be unpleasant, I always say.
Well, I guess that's also personal tastes.
Oh, quite.
Can't say I've tried eel oil.
Well, a drop on the tongue won't hurt you. And it won't deplete any amount if you happen to come across any. I'd let it age for about 5 to 7 days first, though. It's not bad at 3, though.
Alright. And also, and this is turning into also GM clarification, but the assortment of lichens, mosses, fungi, or molds.
Those are not for any particular potion. Those are just for the bases of the potions, things that she would be able to store and hold on to. Basically, those are tuition.
Okay. Yep, that was what I was wondering, because it's like, that's pretty broad, so I wasn't sure exactly what...
It is meant to be broad
Yep.
for your sake of just going around the swamps or whatever other areas and scraping things off of tree limbs.
Yep, that's fine. Okay. In which case we'll go. Alright. Well, I have my understandings. I suppose I can send you another missive at the day I intend to show up near the end or beginning of the month.
Oh, there's no need. You just hold the tooth I gave you in your hand, whisper into it, and I should hear you.
Oh, about that, I nearly forgot. Did you resend that?
Of course not. Did you lose it?
Are you sure? Insight check.
Go ahead.
Guess
Hard
guidance.
to read.
Yep.
Hard to read.
Guidance does not apply here.
Yeah, you're kind of in a dream right now.
Yep, alright.
She's just looking at you, slowly stirring her cauldron. One bushy eyebrow cocked.
She
and
identified that thing, right?
action. I'm fairly certain you did.
Yeah. Does she know if the hag could rescind it?
Maybe? Honestly, I don't think we ever went into anything that detailed.
But she did get it identified.
I think so, and it's basically communication and anchor sort of device.
Yep. Could she do a quick arcana, like, to herself to think if that's feasible for her?
Go ahead, I guess.
Alright. 24.
If the hag wanted to, perhaps. It is inherently magical, and it is inherently of the hag, and hags are weird in very many magical ways. Basically, if any creature was gonna be able to basically call that sort of thing back to themselves, probably it'd be this one.
Not. You took it back. I know you did.
Do you? Well, that is an interesting certainty. Takes the late ale out, clangs it a couple times on the side of the cauldron. Now for me, I find when I lose things, it's best to search everywhere, including places where I could swear I didn't leave it. Very often, something comes up in unexpected ways. She dips the ladle back in, scrapes the bottom of the cauldron. Then she brings it up and holds a steaming broth out towards you. Cup your hands, please.
She'll do so, thinking to herself she's happy this is a dream.
Yep. A bowl appears in them. She pours the broth out into a bowl, and you hear a clink at the bottom of the bowl. Drink up, and don't forget to check your pockets in the morning, dear.
She tilts her head. Does it just appear where you want it to?
Nettie smiles. Go on. I think it's time you woke up anyhow. Drink your wake-up juice.
Is that what you call it? I'll have to get the recipe. And she drinks.
Yeah. It is bitter, it is strong, it is a kick in the pants, and you wake up coughing. And a small iron tooth falls out from between your lips onto your lap.
Right in Tabasco. Ugh. She can real quick check her own teeth.
Present and accounted for.
Okay, just making sure.
Thoroughly reasonable thing to check after dealing with a hag.
Yep. And she'll just like hold it and just think to herself like through the tooth. Cheeky.
The tooth hums very slightly in your hands, and Eulalia pokes her head into the shelter. Are you okay?
Yes, just I think I breathed in something.
Oh, I hope it wasn't a bug.
Oh, I guess it depends on what bug. Some of them are high in protein.
I have been terrified this entire time that I'm eating bugs in my sleep.
Oh, that's usually a myth.
Usually,
I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I highly, highly doubt it. I've studied on various kinds of nature and medicine.
Spiders George is Cannon here.
I think that's just Nettie.
Out there. Just a hag in the mountains, it is. Oh, right.
She has spiders there.
Yeah, she does. She's probably eaten a few.
Yeah, fucking spiders, Georg.
Eulalia says, all right, well, I will trust your word for it because I really, really want to.
I mean, from a survival standpoint, why would they?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd hope. So is your brother gonna get mad at me if I spend the day on the main island again? I know he doesn't want us on there too much just in case somebody comes in the daytime, but I want to take a few more measurements. I swear the magic's getting stronger every day. It's barely noticeable, but I think there's something.
Does Asana know how she would be telling that?
She's kind of been she's been doing the equivalent of dowsing rods, but actually magical. It is an extremely rudimentary sort of magic detection. It is not as good as detect magic itself. It gives no specifics. But there is a little bit of, this particular metal, this has this particular property in this base of magic. And so basically, Eulalia has been using a tool, not relying on an innate ability.
Just looking at that, if she's like holding like the things that they kind of like cross and uncross, like there's a fairly entry-level spell you can learn that makes those rather rudimentary.
Yeah, but for right now, I am not focusing on entry-level spells. I am focusing on this right here.
Just for the future.
Yeah, for the future, sure. But for right now, I don't need that. I've got these. I'm good.
Now be aware.
Besides, I doubt it's any particular magic. I think it's just the area, the ground, something in general. I wouldn't have noticed it if I'd just come here 1 day, 2 days. It's been a little step at a time, I think. Little changes in these things.
To be fair, I have done little looks and studies of my own. Fluctuations of magics are not uncommon.
Yeah, but I want to see if the fluctuation can be tracked, if it can be mapped, if there's some kind of pattern to it. I won't be on there long.
Okay. Can she almost like make a slight attempt to use her knowledge and like studies and things she understands to like not fully like shut down, but at least somewhat dissuade as much of a look into what she's doing right now?
All right. I'd say that would be more charisma than anything else.
Okay.
That's a persuasion check.
Okay, then I might not.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna roll a 3 total, and she's gonna be more motivated than ever.
Oh, it's not gonna make it worse in that regard. She's just not gonna be dissuaded.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fine. No Arcana or anything proficiency helping here.
I'm gonna say no.
It's not like rolling Arcana with Charisma or anything.
It does seem more of just like
maybe
what you get her to do.
Yeah, it's the thing where it's like you're trying to do something that persuasion is built for, even if you're using knowledge for it.
Okay.
Because basically you can rattle off all the stats and facts that you want as a person. If you don't frame them the right way, they're just going to brush them off.
Okay.
So persuasion, but knowing Alsana, she does give herself guidance first.
Yep.
11. Uh, she's not really swayed. She sees some of the points you're bringing up in terms of magical fluctuations are natural, etc., but she kind of keeps going back around to, but ley lines tend to solidify magic. They tend to make it more predictable. They tend to make it more powerful, more noticeable. This is a unique opportunity, a unique location, where I can actually see if there is a pattern in what everybody thinks is random fluctuation.
All right.
By the way, this is the day she falls into the first pit trap,
Okay.
Ooh.
as she is following these things around the island.
Yep. Fine. Third day.
All right. Let's kind of hop and skip a little bit because
Scry and Seth, just every day. I don't care.
okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days remaining if you include the very last of the month. Does that sound right?
Sure, but let's go one at a time because things will change if I actually get it through.
Okay. Okay.
Or he's immune and this is an effort and futility.
All right. Third day. No result. Fourth day. Ooh, no. Fifth day. Nope.
Whose man's?
Sixth day. Nope. Zeben. That would be the day before the full moon.
Yep. Which at the end of the day, Kane is ferrying the other 4 out of there.
Yeah, it goes black again.
Yep. Okay. Fuck this. The rest of the time too, she's just going to be doing her loops, going into Falcon.
Okay.
She's gonna check the other route. She didn't check the other days.
All right. I'll say, since this is a repeated thing, same as Mori, it is your passive +5 because of the advantage from the Falcon.
It's like 23 or something, isn't it?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
25.
Yeah, 25.
Okay.
Like, if guidance is ever accounted for and is worth anything more.
I'm gonna say
Can't really cast it
probably
as a
not,
Falcon.
because you can't cast it while you're going, and it would only last for about a minute into your first bit of flight after turning. So 25 is still really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Falcon Alsana picks up every detail of the surrounding land over these following days of scouting and patrol. You see, even from this far distance, when you at one point clear above the canopy and look out like further to the horizon, you actually see a glimpse of Shuli's barge come into Moor on what day would that be? I'm going to say it's on the 28th. About a week since you started this. So you know that Shuli has arrived there.
Honestly, if she sees that on that day, she might just fly as the bird over to Julie.
Sounds good. You can probably make it there within. Well, you've got 1 hour. 1 hour of flight is about 3 miles. It's about it's a couple hours as the hawk flies.
She's got 6 hours as hawk per use.
Easily within your time frame. In fact, you probably could have circled for a couple of hours before popping up and seeing that. So yeah, you fly over and you find the town of Moor has come out, greeted Shuli. They are picking up a few of their necessities, selling a few things off to him. He sees little. Yes?
Can I throw in one thing real quick, just in case it changes things before we get to that?
Okay.
Kane would have sent a letter to the name up north. I can't remember the girlfriend's name.
Eloise?
Eloise, thank you. just asking kind of if she's got anything on the present situation using the transfer via animals, whatever it's called. The
Animal
messenger?
messenger?
That's the one.
Okay.
Transfer via animals. That's a new one.
Transport by animals. Just
Hey, it
jump
got the
into
point
the
across.
side of a deer and end up in another identical deer.
Hey, it has to be big enough. It's a moose.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even like transport. It's transfer. So like you like move an item between deers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm moving a letter.
A letter into the side
Throw a
of it.
sword at a deer, and it transports out the other side of a different deer.
Okay. What day would you be sending the letter?
Probably as he's like getting ready to sleep for like the second night, like the one she fell inside the hole. I'm just kind of goes like, oh shit, I have someone I can talk to.
All right, so that would be about the 23rd from Moor to Threshold. That's about a day. All right, she'd be getting it about the 25th. What would you like to ask in the letter?
Basically he might have gotten the young one to make a little sketch of the 2 totems and just be like, hey, I've got a bunch of like messed up snakes and they're all swarming. Do you have any way of finding out what the hell's going on here? Or like any spells I could try to convince Alsana to cast or anything. Did I piss off some kind of snake god or something? Are Nagas related to this question mark?
All right. She's actually going to take a few days to do research, so it's probably... You know what, let's put it on the 28th just to match that up. She takes a couple of times to research, and she sends a letter back via Threshold down to you in Moor. So about the time that Alsana has gone circling off as a hawk and is currently seeing little baby Alsan be introduced to Shuli for the first time, and kind of...
Prefer to do Alsana's first, I just wanted to get that there.
About that time, the hawk passes a pigeon in midair going the opposite direction with a note tied to its leg. Alsana, you would recognize this as a threshold pigeon.
Okay. Well, I imagine she would be the one to send it because she has the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has the thing. So you know that Kane sent a letter, asked you to send a letter a few days ago. This might be the reply. So you head to Moor, and you see the small village kind of crowded around the merchant's barge. 1 or 2 at a time. They'll split off from the group and kind of head back to their homes with whatever they may have purchased in hand or traded for, as is more common here. Are you looking for anyone or anything in particular?
Should I talk to Shuli?
All right. So once the group kind of disperses a little bit and Shuli is more or less on his own, starts kind of packing a few things
I thought it
up.
was they. I thought we were
There.
back and
Yeah. Oh, Shuli was the one that I was all over the place with.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. They're on their own. They're packing a few things up, but it doesn't look like they're in a hurry to leave. At least not at the moment. They're probably going to stay the night, given that it's midday, and why go out into the marshes on your own towards nightfall without being able to get to another village.
Also, I'll just like knock on a post nearby to get the on the docks to get the attention.
A little click of the beak on a post. They look up and kind of go, "Nice little birdie."
Oh, I assume she was in human form.
Ah, I assumed otherwise, because it's Alsana.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you want to roll with? Go back to human form, or?
How about she starts with animal form,
Mm-hmm.
and then she will like do a loop around and then go behind the post and walk out from behind the post.
Okay. Shuli is just, don't see many like you around. The lovely dark feathers you have. Come closer, Shuli won't hurt you.
And there's
Oh, very well. And then, shoop, you walk out as Alsana, just kind of behind Shuli's back.
oh, she was doing it so you could see it.
Oh, okay. My misunderstanding.
Hmm.
And then you see they don't have eyebrows, really. But the ridges kind of raise slightly.
There
Well,
again.
you're full of surprises.
It's been said.
Well, come closer. Shuli won't hurt you.
Oh, well, I appreciate the compliment on the feathers. And she walks up.
They were lovely. So, how have the potions been treating you?
Haven't had the direct need for them, but they are a wonder to have in the back pocket.
Ah, shame. I'd been wondering if perhaps you may have come for further stock.
Well,
I don't have any of the same,
I
but
would never say no to seeing what's new.
let us see. Shuli will show you a few fairly basic potions. Let's see. I'd say they still have, which ones? I find my thing. You actually bought most of their stock last time. And I do not have a new list made up. So you could probably come across one of any common potion from the book. If there's anything you would like to trade for. Doing okay there, John?
Yeah, I'm alright. Sorry.
Okay.
Reading something.
Making sure.
Yeah.
Type potion. You said
If anybody else wants to look in the books for a list of common potions.
I see potion of climbing and potion of healing, and that's it.
Yeah, there's not many common ones.
Alright, let's say common and uncommon, just to vary it out a little bit. So animal friendship, fire breath, hill giant strength.
Growth, greater healing, poison resistance, water breathing, and
So wouldn't
oil of
mind them.
slipperiness.
Some potions of healing are not a bad idea. Like, I know we have good
Well, it's
healing.
one of each,
but
mind you.
It's not, it's a 50 gold piece, though, so.
Yep.
I'll say that they have 2 potions of healing, but none of greater healing. Let's make it 3 potions of healing, no greater healing.
All right. Filter of love.
And
Do
you
not
kind
give Alsana one
that,
of those, please.
That is when you inquire about the more unusual varieties that they may or may not have, and they kind of do a quick little glance around, as if
You didn't hear this
looking
from
out
me.
for everybody. Well, I do have something.
Son
of
of
a
the
list
love is the worst
yes.
idea.
Depending on your predilections. Now, this does not replace true feeling or emotion. It is temporary.
Ah, one of those.
Ah, yes, you may recognize. You can just see the little bubble that is the signature right there.
Turns it. I assume she can. She can figure it's legit.
It's legit. Now,
Where
do
do you
not ask me
find
where.
these?
Do not ask me where I get the goods that I bring. Only know that for the right customer, my silence is also assured.
I don't intend to get
Anybody into trouble?
I have no cruel or unusual motives. Maybe just some fun.
That sets a merchant's heart at ease, though I find it best not to ask on my own regard for that purpose. A bit of fun for someone or yourself is what you are after.
I'm not going to slip into anyone's drink or anything.
That would be, well, perhaps irresponsible. However, this may be of interest to you then.
I suppose the interest lays in the price tag.
It depends on what you have to barter. It's somewhere within the 100 to 150, maybe 200 gold range, but you know Shuli doesn't really do gold purchases here. They tend to barter items or even gems.
Yep, I was just wondering where that range was.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, well, I mean, while you have the illicit chest open, And she will produce a stock of dust spell.
Oh, you are also one of means. Well,
I know certain types can value these for less than altruistic motives, but
and yet it is of value to those with the best of motives. And sometimes a small town has not access to a cleric with access to such things, and a wish to keep their dead from rising. It is a good trade.
yeah, because it's the full stock too. You said, right? Like with multiple blooms on it.
Yep. I will say that a full stock of dust spells, you might get closer to the value of the potion Shuli's after with 2 stocks, if you're
Okay.
willing to part with another one.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Black market flowers have been traded, and you get a.
But Harl, if you ever play a rogue, I can only imagine that's what you'd sell.
That is a filter of love.
That is a filter of love.
God damn it.
So,
Let's see
I
who
can't wait to
else on
see
the
what that
drugs.
happens to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, you have that in hand. Anything else gonna grab your fancy while you're here?
Potion of healing. How much would that go for?
Typically 50.
All right. She'll hand him a gem worth 100 for 2.
Okay. 2 potions of healing. Mark those down.
Up to 5 in my back pocket.
And just for fun, you're mostly looking at potions, I know, but
I mean, if you're gonna put magic items in front of me.
possibly, but not super big ones. And you know what? Some of these are potions anyway. Go ahead and roll me 3d1. Actually, each person roll me a d100. So each
Fancy.
player. Let's get everybody in on this action. Oh god, a 91. Oh, right off the bat, that's going to be something interesting. I just know it. 38, 16. Hey, John, give me a D100 when you got a moment. Oh, for goodness sake.
What's up?
Oh no.
The hell did Devon just summon into the world?
Nothing of interest, as Shili is sporting on display a lantern of revealing.
Aww.
You know what?
That's pretty good.
Screw it, roll again.
Me?
Yeah, roll again. Because it's sad when it's something you guys already have. God damn it, Devin.
Mm-hmm.
There's something-
Holding.
Devon, how are you only filled with chaos?
One more time.
67.
Still bag holding, I think.
Still a bag of holding, and I'm gonna cap you there for rerolls.
Come on!
Julie has a bag of holding. They have, let's see. They've got a potion of fire breath. I think that's already been
Yeah,
mentioned.
that's in the
A potion of resistance.
That's all it's uncommon.
God. Yep. And a potion of animal friendship. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna skip over to a different table because you have all these things. I'm just gonna use the 91, 38, 16, and 26 on a different table.
Sounds good.
There we go. Now we're getting some a little different. They have a bead of force.
Ha!
Oh no!
They have
Revenge!
Don't
They
give me
have
this.
a potion of gaseous form. They have. This is in the special stuff chest. They have a 4th level spell scroll. I need to determine what. And they have. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and. John, this was on yours. Roll
Okay.
me 2d10.
Of course.
2d10.
2d10.
Plus
10
4.
pieces
Oh,
of.
sorry, what's that, Devon?
Oh, yeah, 10 pieces of +2 ammunition. I'm going to say that they are arrows, not crossbow
Oh,
bolts,
fuck.
because it's not going to stack with your +3 on your bow.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So crossbow bolts would not be useful to you. So
okay.
+2 arrows, a bundle
Plus
of
2
10.
arrows.
You're not getting
Yeah.
these. This is what Shuli has on sale.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yep.
these are the options Alsana is looking at with potentially the party in mind. Let me go ahead and decide the 4th level spell scroll. I've got 3 spellcasters. I've got a druid, a warlock, and a paladin. I'm
Fighter.
not sure. The fighter can't cast spells.
I know.
It has to be something on your. I'm sorry.
If it's 4th level, then technically
If it's what level?
can't with scrolls. If it's not a level you can cast at yet, don't you have to make a check?
You do. However, you have to be able to cast. The spell has to be on your class's spell list
Okay, cool.
for you to do it
Does
at
it?
all.
Technically, I can cast Booming Blade naturally.
That's
I
I
Booming
don't know
Blade.
if that
You don't
helps.
have
Unless
a
it's a
spell.
scroll of Booming Blade, you're out of luck, buddy.
Yeah, it's got to be something on your spell list.
Which
Okay, worth a shot.
which a scroll of Booming Blade would be hilariously ineffective.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just wrap the scroll around the sword.
That's probably how that works.
Okay, let's see what looks interesting as I go ahead and.
Pick a non-spellbook, like a non.
I'm going to
Thanks,
do my best to cover as much ground as possible with it, so that maybe as many people as possible could use it.
Okay.
That's 2 out of 3. That's 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Goddamn. Huh. There is not much overlap.
I would still prefer like a weird one.
Cut that one out. Okay.
I mean,
will
if you can focus
see-
on any 2 out of 3, it's probably Warlock and Paladin, just because they have the
Yeah, I can
least
prepare.
access to spells.
Hold on. Let me just. Interesting. I'll hold on to that as a possibility, though it is limited. Okay.
Actually, okay, question, because Kane has the
Mhm.
cantrip. I have 2 cleric spells.
It's got to be your main spell list.
Okay.
Something you have a class in.
Okay.
I'm not counting my weirdness
Yep.
that I've given you guys.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah. I mean, good thing to make sure of, but. Um, and that's just 1. Okay, no matter what, I cannot find a spell right now that covers all 3 of the bases. So,
Once again,
I'm
I
gonna
can
say
prepare spells readily.
All right. So we'll kind of focus on. All right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that look generally interesting. Someone roll me a 1d4.
I'll do it. I do D4s all the time, too.
Okay. It's a spell scroll of Charm Monster, which is, in your cases, Druid or Warlock. So it would be something that could be cast by either Alsana or by Elaris.
Eh. Oh, that's not a bad one to keep in the back pocket without
Yeah,
having to
it's
prepare it.
It's something that wouldn't need to be prepared. It's something that wouldn't need to be taken as a level up.
Yep. Okay. How much would that run her?
4th level spell scroll is let's see. I know there's a list somewhere. What rarity is that? God damn it. I'm looking.
I think it's rare, because I think uncommon only goes to third.
Yep, it is a rare with a save DC of 15. Yep, because it's got its own set save DC, so 15. And it would be somewhere within the that's a big range, and I wish they were narrower.
It is lower.
It's gonna be lower because it's kind of like you use it or you lose it.
Yeah. It's also the first level of spells that's in that range.
Yep. So I'm gonna say it's basically at the 500 mark.
Alright.
Shopping, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, it hurts when it's shopping, but also picks like trade stuff, not just mark your numbers. Would you be willing to take just some more gems?
Probably. You do have a surplus of them.
Yep. Should be willing to drop 5 then?
Okay, go ahead and mark off those gems from your loot.
These are the ones in Alsana's backpack, for the record.
Yep. Good. Alright, so you're getting a spell scroll of Charm Monster.
Monster. Alright.
Okay, Beat of Force is also rare, but it's going to be more costly than the Spell Scroll if you want to trade anything for that. What else was there?
I'm
The +2 ammunition.
Yep. +2 ammo I'm less concerned about.
Okay. And the Potion of Gaseous Form.
Yeah, that one's... The thing is I see Charm Monster as one that could potentially, like, save an encounter, or just, like, bypass an encounter. Whereas, like, Gaseous Form, it's like, maybe. Gaseous Form feels like more like we're solving a problem that's gonna give the GM a headache.
That's what we're here for.
Isn't it?
And Beat of Force, I need revenge.
When did you Beat Force get used against you?
What did we do to hurt you with Beat of Force again?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I do here? I did nothing.
Engel
with that
never
Beat of
had
Force.
the Beat of Force. You wanna know who had the Beat of Force?
The party.
Engel
Also,
did- Mhm.
this motherfucker talking here about Redley playing Alsana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have got revenge on him in many games in many ways for Alsana, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't worry, we'll get back at you in a while.
See, when we're playing D&D, we're all just Dren and Kane to each other.
Ariel, for
Yeah.
the person who possessed and used the Beat of Force in Vampires, I'm sorry.
Okay.
For whatever Devin's going to use it for.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Are you asking for the Beat of Force?
I am, and I'm scrolling through my sheet and wondering what else.
If anybody else wants to chip in with anything,
We're all
Shuli
back
will
at
be
the...
here. Shuli will be here all night if Alsana wants to head back at any point.
Part of me doesn't want to because I'm at fault for his revenge.
Hold on. See if I have anything useful.
I am gonna check anyway.
Mhm.
I went, oh, Snake Totem, that'd be a cool thing. Wait.
Just trade it away, and Eulalia's like, what did you do with my thing? I traded it to somebody for a Beat of Force. Why?
I have
so
another.
it's not a problem here anymore.
I have another
Not a
100
problem.
golds
Oh
worth
my
of
God.
gems and coins.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. That's literally it. The rest of the shit I need, or I'm blind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm either blind or slow.
Alsana keeps all the fun bits on her usually, so...
Yeah.
Or in party loop.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even look at part of it.
Magic items, party loot.
I'm not using my diamond for that.
I think this is Devin's cow to cash.
Mhm. Yep. If nothing else, the Beat of Force is being dearly bought, not just in terms of what items, but in the mental stress of deciding that.
Okay, she has she's gonna pull forth 2 vials of the green dragon poison.
Interesting. Remind me of how much damage those do.
66.
66, so pretty hefty as far as any kind of poison or potion goes. Let me just go ahead and compare it to some stuff real quick. Because there is no set rarity on those.
For the record, potion of poison is 3d6.
That's kind of what I'm looking at. However, it has a continuous effect. Okay.
I mean, we've got a bunch of the, like, things that are cool and worth stuff. Like, if you really want, you got like the tiny golden whistle, like all those, the tapestry, a helmet of comprehend languages.
I want to keep.
All right. I'll say that the 2 vials of green dragon poison are interesting to Julie. However, they don't quite make up the full value of the Beat of Force
Okay, so how much does it make up?
for what they traded. I'm gonna say it depends. What third thing would you offer? And I'll let you know if you've overshot and get one of the vials back, or both of them, or if it's gonna be that and that'll do
Third
it.
vial.
Okay, you know what? They'll take it. So you get 1 Beat of Force.
Alright. And lastly, she's just going to ask, you haven't happened to come across, you haven't floated by anyone on the river recently, have you?
How recently?
Within the last, out of character, like when was that range for the second one?
Few weeks, perhaps. Probably within the month.
Within the last month.
Because you found the first one. Oh gosh, was it at the beginning of the month? I've forgotten.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
I think we're about a week or 2 in.
Yep. It would have been maybe within the last 2 weeks.
She's
that
said
case.
then.
Yeah. Always. There are traders up and down. There are those who must travel from place to place. But I sense that you are looking for a particular someone.
Perceptive you are.
Still searching for whoever or whatever had you coiled in a knot over that totem you showed me.
Narrows her eyes. Was that an intentional pun?
Pun.
Coil like a snake.
Coiled in a knot. It is a figure of speech.
Alright.
Is it not common where you are from?
No, it's just odd that you chose that one in particular for the top intent.
Not really. It is a very common figure of speech to the south.
The person I am looking for is actually also from the south.
Ah. So they would have understood.
You haven't happened to come across anyone either looked like or claimed to be?
Again, there is a smaller handful of us now that we have narrowed it down to that. Do you have a name, a face?
And she will just the rough description she was given, and the name is Seth. And as she's describing and saying the name, she's also looking for a gauge reaction.
Okay, go ahead and do your insight check. Shuli kind of closes their eyes and thinks a bit, nods along. 26. I cannot think of anyone by that name. The face is general enough. It could have been a few, though none called Seth, though I suppose a name is simple enough to pretend otherwise. I would not have known.
Anyone coming or going from the shrine? From the sorry, whatever it's called locally.
The village?
No, this is out of character, or whatever the shrine is called locally.
The stones.
Yep, the stones. There we go. Yeah, she
Okay,
I did not mean for her to say shrine.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I couldn't remember stones either for a second.
Yep.
None to my knowledge. Though there were some that were asking about it a few weeks ago.
Do they happen to be
Or-
the quick description?
Of Eulalia and company? Yes.
Yep. It's like, right, yep. Those ones are...
Oh, you know them. They found their way then.
In a way, yes.
Well, that is good fortune for them. But this person... I did not find anything on this totem you had. No craftsman admitted to creating anything like it to my descriptions. In fact, most seemed very insulted that I would ask them if they'd made such a shoddy piece of work. From descriptions, I had to smooth more than a few scales.
I appreciate it. And assuming she takes everything as seemingly truthful.
Seemingly truthful, yes. They don't seem to be hiding things. They seem pretty transparent to you.
Well, if you do happen across them, someone of the description, let me know and keep discretion.
Of course.
Thank you. Real quick, she's gonna just give a glance, because she's almost it's almost become a habit for her. Quick medicine check. Is everything in good shape?
Roll your medicine.
You could just assume passive medicine. It's like a plus like 25 or passive 25.
That's
Yeah.
24, but yes,
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
you're right.
Yeah,
It is.
But why deprive Devin of the joy of rolling 30 plus on various checks?
She's right, you know.
Fuck off, Devin.
Yeah, Shuli probably should get a little bit more sleep, a little more rest. They look a little bit fatigued and worn down, just on the edge of that. You prescribe a slight change in diet as well to clear a couple things up.
Yeah, just gives a look and it's like, how many hours do you sleep a night?
Enough. I must catch the currents before they get overrun by other barges, larger boats.
Don't be afraid to take a break now and again, at least.
It would be welcome in the midday when the sun is hot.
I hear you're better business with less dark spots under the eyes.
Ah. Observant. What do you think? some of my scales on the shoulder have started to flake, and that's about when you prescribe the slight change in diet,
Yep.
a little bit more, maybe a little bit more berry.
Yep.
All right. Dr. Alsana has shown up in town. Is there anything else that you guys are doing in the meantime? Yes,
That letter.
got that letter.
Nothing
Eloise
really.
is happy to hear from you. She has apparently poured into this letter. It is about 3 pages thick, back and front, in small handwriting. Everything that she could possibly find on snakes, snake gods, marsh snakes, magic snakes, demon snakes, enchanted snakes, fey snakes, everything she could come across in that library. If she had been in the library in Veravale, you probably would have gotten 12 pages and it would have taken a week.
Okay, well, not a good deal.
You learn so much about snakes, and sometimes she goes off on little side tangents and rambles where you kind of didn't really need to know about the fascinating properties of this particular like Feywild snake's scales in Moonlight, but it's interesting.
Also, she's got nothing else to do, so.
Yep.
You're reading like the various articles in a magazine at this point.
Clippings from them.
Yes.
Summary. It's a lot of interesting information. You get the feeling that you get the information that Alsana had said before about the swarms of snakes being an unnatural thing that is very much associated with a lot of magic, if not magical intent. Either there's a creature that makes them into swarms, or it's some sort of weird ambient magic, usually influenced by some other creature, usually.
I like to imagine some kind of theory where, like, background magic changes the way that their brains deal with both mating and direction orientation, therefore they tend to tangle with each other, etc., etc.
Yep, and tend to be a lot more aggressive as well in that state.
Yep, kind of like if you have like a little electronics in a riot.
The giant snakes are very rare, but they are considered beasts. They aren't monstrosities. They aren't unnatural.
Bastards is what they are.
Oh yeah. However, they also tend to be territorial with very wide territories, so it is extremely unusual to come across so many in such a small amount of space, just geographically speaking. So she's uncertain in the letter, in her little side analysis tangent, if there was something spawning them, something magically pulling them from other places entirely. There should not have been so many in that swamp to begin with. At least from the descriptions that I presume you provided. As for the really, really big snake, she's basically got nothing aside from if somebody or something could have summoned such a thing, if they could have created it, perhaps. Wizards do all sorts of things. Like, there is all that magical backstory about wizards creating chimeras, creating hippogriffs, creating all of these weird mishmash creatures. An enormous snake might be something in that category of, it's weird, it's magic, probably a wizard did it.
Yep. It's like this like side glance at all sort of like druids are kind of like wizards.
Mm-hmm. It pretty much, and it's nature-y stuff, it's animals.
Yeah, exactly.
But aside from that, she's not able to give you any very, very specific, this is definitely the thing that happened, this is what most likely did it. So much as, here are a whole bunch of possibilities. Most of them have to do with somebody's messing around with magic in very particular ways.
Okay. So Ken will just, when Alsana gets back, give her a chance to read the letter in case she gleans anything in case, but in the meantime he'll walk over to Eularia. It's like, hey, I have a question for you.
Okay, one second, I'm, oh, this is so much stronger than it used to be. Where, sorry, yes?
Drinking? What's stronger?
The magic. Everywhere. Here. Well, I don't know about everywhere. Here, at least.
Oh, okay.
It's very centralized. I get weaker readings on the little islands off to the side, but not by much.
Well, do what you can before I have to ship you guys out tonight. But
Oh,
two
tonight?
questions for you. Yeah, it's the 28th. Told you guys.
Uh,
You guys aren't staying here.
oh, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
so close to something.
Congratulations. Come back later.
Please.
Two questions though. First of all, do you have any reason to believe this Seth dude is a wizard or sorcerer or spellcaster of some kind? I don't particularly know the differences.
No. He listened to me talk about magical theories and practice and stuff, but he never said
Yeah, the
anything.
background noise, John.
John? John?
Yeah, sorry. Something.
Little
just fell.
background. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He never indicated or did anything that made me think, oh, he has magic.
Did anyone where you were from, or like the little
Oh, I
manor
mean,
or mansion you were in?
there were plenty of like tradesmen and craftsmen outside.
Yeah, but from the house you're from, any servants who are particularly magical? A house wizard. I don't know what you rich people do.
No house wizard. I suppose one or two of the maids had a cantrip or two, mostly for cleaning.
Must make him way more employable.
I
Anyways,
think I've got a distant cousin who can do a little magic, but I've never really met them, so...
Alright, I'll leave that kind of speculation to Osana. So, in that case, secondary question, don't worry, this one's not so tough. And he shows her like a half-finished letter. Is this funny? Is this gonna make some kind of girl laugh, or...
She kind of looks surprised, takes it,
Oh dear.
gives you a probably the most sly look you have seen on Eulalia's young face.
He is still
Better.
blank-faced.
The hell?
Wow. Well, well, well. She looks over it. Alright, that line is pretty good. That one right there, halfway through the first paragraph. I think you could really make the beginning a bit punchier, though. Well, not punchier. More something. It's a little bit lackluster at the start, but if you can make it work like that line did right there.
Kate isn't so much taking notes, it's just like redrafting a second version.
Oh, this would be some form of written charisma, but I'd give advantage if you take Eulalia's advice and help.
All my charisma checks are the exact same except for intimidation, which I don't think I'm using.
Probably not. So basically, roll charisma at advantage.
Intimidate the letter into writing itself.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, I like the idea, but not sure how functional it is.
Plausible.
Alright, I clicked it, it'll show up at some point, I'm sure.
That's when you get a sentient magical quill that can write for you, as well as take dictation. Kane, this might be the best letter you've ever written.
It's absolutely the best letter
Eloise.
ever written, no question. Oh, I didn't even need her help.
Might have
God damn it.
I think you might have gotten a nat 20 on something for Eloise before, but...
I don't think it was a charisma check, though. I think it was like a... something
Man.
else.
So when's the wedding?
Can't get married, good luck.
After this letter, he might only need to ask.
Just can't get married, good luck.
Caring, it's sweet, it's funny at just the right points.
This is what Kane does while waiting for Alsana to return with any kind of update.
All right.
And just
So,
by the end of it, he's
Yeah.
just like, alright, well, I think that's the Wicked Witch of the North coming up, so you guys get ready to pack your things.
And Rod is kind of over by Alaris going, so, you're kicking us out already, huh?
You
I thought
can't act like you were surprised here.
I thought we had like one more day.
No, I need a day
I
to
don't
get you guys out of here first.
Did not say he was going to Olaris.
Yeah, he was standing by
Oh,
Alaris.
sorry. I thought you meant just like, that was just orientation, not actually talking to him.
Yeah.
My mistake.
I don't know, man.
It's kind of a shame. You're all right people.
You guys aren't so bad yourselves, I guess.
I don't know. You haven't met us on a bad day. Well,
You
it came
haven't met
kind of
us on a
close.
bad day.
I'll admit, the day with the snakes on the little island we were first camping on, pretty bad day. But, well, maybe we'll meet again someday.
Perhaps.
Think the big guy'd be up for some sparring at some point.
You'd have to
No
ask him.
weapons. Bare hand.
You'd have to ask him.
Think I should ask him?
Alright, name returned.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna ask him. And Rod goes over to Eucane.
Yep.
So, you up for some sparring one day? Seeing as you're
Depend-
kicking this out is all, and all,
You ever spar on a boat?
what? Had a smart about?
Ever spar on a boat?
Ever spar on a boat? Can't say I have.
Yeah, try not to fall over.
Awesome.
And he
All
hops
right.
on the deck.
No weapons, bare hands.
It's a shame, but alright.
You're gonna burn your own boat.
I was gonna use the fire sword. I have other weapons. I have too many weapons.
It makes it even this way.
Also, you've seen like those guys, that guy's rolls. Come on.
Exactly.
And Kane is going to basically spar, and his version of sparring on a boat is going to try to throw the dude off the boat.
All right. I'm gonna say that is basically the equivalent of a shove or grapple check. Go ahead and roll athletics, and Rod rolls acrobatics, or
Am I
athletics. But
Am I
real
rolling
ac-
as if it was one turn, or just like once?
Just go ahead and roll once.
Alright.
Just to see how the general feel of he
That's
is
fortunate.
he is
Going like water.
amazingly nimble. Even on a rocking boat where you think your footing is going to be more sure, he is dancing across the edges of the boat, across the seats. At one point, he kind of does this hump, skip, and jump up the mast, and then flips down behind you. It's like trying to fight against an extremely energetic monkey.
He'll say as much.
See, Rogue,
Thanks. Take it as a compliment.
Yeah, the little bastards are tough to catch, so it's useful at least.
have you
How the
seen
hell
Rick-
do you dance around like that?
A lot of training.
Eh.
Maybe one day I'll show you.
Nah, I don't know the ankles for that kind of stuff.
You can surprise yourself.
I would be surprised if I can. Look, the only reason I'm able to stand on a boat probably is because I'm steady, not because I'm agile. Although I'm not bad, just not what I'd rather focus on.
Well, thanks for the match.
Yeah.
Really loosened something up.
I'll call it your win, considering you're not particularly experienced and you still managed to dance around me.
Well, hopefully we'll meet again, and hopefully Dren doesn't eviscerate you before then.
Please, you couldn't if you tried.
Mm.
I don't care how much trust you have in him.
I wouldn't say it's trust so much as knowing drive when I see it.
There's a drive, but don't forget who helped you guys with the snakes.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd have handled it, but yeah.
Quick question, how long is he under Young One's employ?
End of the month, roughly.
Month? So 2 more days.
Plus a few.
Good. Well, I assume your stuff's already packed.
Don't have much to pack, so yeah,
Alright.
pretty much.
Once Alsana gets back, I'm shipping you guys out. If there's time for us, we'll bring you back, but don't rely on it. And he'll call over to Aurelia. Hey, kid.
What? Hold on. Wait. I need to figure out so much
Just
before
need
I
you to
go.
answer a question.
What?
If we need to send you a letter or something, where are we sending it?
I'd rather you didn't. My parents will read my mail if
That's
they
why
have
I'm
a
asking
back.
you.
Ah,
If we need to find you because we want to bring you back here, how are we doing it? Magic?
Assuming this conversation is happening over like a large area, all sons just go, we can use our own. We can get it to them.
I know, Alsana. I'm just asking in case it's something I do in like a year or two when you guys aren't around.
and Tia steps forward and says, "If you can get it to me, I'll find a way to get it to her discreetly."
How do I get it to you?
Rod and I tend to wander, mostly to the south. We might go north. Magic is probably the best way, but honestly, we just go by our names, Tia and Rod. If you get wind of us anywhere, you can get it to me that way.
Sure. Alright, everyone hop on the ship. Dren, that includes you. I'm not leaving you in here, don't worry.
Real quick, while that conversation was happening, I wanted to get one in.
Well, we'll have the whole time in the boat if you want to. So.
I just do was on land, not
On land.
not around people.
Yep.
Okay.
Eulalia goes, "No, wait, please. I want to just a few more things before we go. I didn't realize we were going already. I thought we had one more day. Hold on. Just a couple of things."
All right.
Can I make her roll a persuasion
Straight
check
off.
against me?
I mean, I guess.
Can Alsana just quickly help her do what she's trying to do?
All right. Yeah, it's just a number of little things. Measurements she hadn't taken yet.
Yep.
Things she hadn't jotted down. Things that she left kind of half done, sitting out. Small experiments in various, like, potiony solutions that you probably provided to begin with.
Yep.
Just a
she'll-
lot of little things to clean up.
I imagine she was basically keeping an eye on everything she was doing, so she'll just cap things off if she can.
You know, I need to take this off GM roll. Kane, that was a natural 20 persuasion.
Okay, I'm gonna roll charisma saving throw, basically force of will.
All right.
Yeah.
No.
He just sighs.
GM
and just,
layer. Stupid thing.
how
She did
far am
help you with that letter.
you weren't there for that. That was where you were gone.
I'm saying it to you, Conrad.
Oh, I know. Just where am I dropping you guys off? Where do you need to be?
Honestly, if you can just get us somewhere with a boat we can buy or borrow, we can just, if we can get to the river, we can make our way down.
How quickly is the round trip to like the nearest small dock from here?
Let me go onto the main map for you guys and do a quick little measure because you're about at the shrine, nearest small little dock.
Can you put us on the map too, real quick?
Roughly 4 to 5 miles, given yeah, let me get you on there just a second. 4 to 5 miles, given that you have to kind of go around various obstacles.
Okay.
In a
So, not too
boat,
bad.
it's not going to be super fast, but let's say that it's a couple of hours for a full round trip.
Can I redirect something?
Okay.
Because I just thought of something. Could Alsana have... Wait, hold on. No, it's... Never mind. I'm stupid. Yep.
All right.
All right.
She would have to have seen Shen first.
Ah,
Yeah.
and I'll just be like, how early are you guys wanting to get up? I give you another afternoon.
I want to say as early as you want, but not before dawn.
I'm not going through the swamp before dawn. Don't worry.
Okay. We might be on about the same page. Sunrise, and then we eat something, and then we head out.
Fine, but you guys are all taking the watch tonight. I'm gonna have to keep an early eye out.
Of note, Alsana could transport, like, plants them to more.
I know, but it's Kane specifically wanting to not show them more and get them out of the town, out of the swamp.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Alsana wanted to talk to Tia.
Okay.
before all this, like before they got on the boats and everything?
Yep. They are staying one more afternoon, and you're going to shuttle them off on the morning of the 29th. So,
I basically just don't want to assume everyone is there.
Yep.
Yep. So just find her, tap on the shoulder or something.
she kind of looks over. Huh? Sorry, what?
Oh, I was just wondering. From my understanding, your contract with the young lady is set to run up at a point.
Hmm.
Would you
At a point.
Would you maybe be interested in some possible dangerous work in the future?
Possibly, but I don't like negotiating something while in a job.
It wouldn't be immediately, mind you. Just something to maybe keep yourself open or available for.
Well, if it's still open after all this, then yeah. Where do I get a hold of you?
I would potentially send you a letter that will find you.
Right.
Magical. Send a little animal with a note tied to it. It should find you relatively easily. But for the job itself, I figured a face-to-face discussion of it would be better. Have you heard much of the Howling Plains?
Ha! If you're looking for somebody to guide you across that, you're gonna have to find somebody who's a little less stupid. A
Shakes
little
her head.
more stupid.
No, I've been through, don't worry.
Yeah, and don't talk to Rod about it. If you do, I will actually, like, tear a limb off of you, okay? Because he might just take you up on that.
Nods. And you wouldn't?
I'm the smart one of the two of us.
Well then, here's another thing. I'm not looking to trek across them. I'm looking to fortify an area.
Right. So, are we talking fortify Vihara? A little bank on the Swift River? Something off of the Merrimore?
Shakes her head. More, I assume she has a map.
Mm-hmm.
She'll
You do?
She'll
And you...
point to the hex where the shrine is.
Yep. Not quite smack in the middle of the Howling Plain, but
A bit to the
deep
left.
in it. Tia looks at that, looks at you, looks at that, looks at you, insight checks you, basically. Though I'm not going to roll for it, but basically that's what she's doing.
Alsana knows when she sees one.
Mm-hmm. You know the piercing look. You're out of your goddamn mind.
Any of us could have told you that.
Well then, listen to me carefully when I say I've been there. I've fought things there.
Good for you.
I survived.
Good for you.
You two would not be the only ones.
Good for whoever else you've suckered into this.
What, is it simply the talk around it?
I'd say that's a pretty big factor, yeah.
It's understandable. Well, I mean, you haven't even asked me how much.
I don't think there's a... Money's no good if you're dead. Let's get that thing straight right now. Money's also no good in the middle of a blasted wasteland with nothing to spend it on and no one to actually barter or trade with.
Well, also, I do have methods of getting people places. There would be breaks. There would be rotations. I would not have you there 24/7. I couldn't expect someone to be there all the time.
Roll a persuasion check now.
Alright.
I'm sorry. It's your bane, but someone's gotta have something.
12.
Look. You're not bad. As a person. but I don't like you that much. Now,
You think you'd be
Yeah.
protecting me?
I don't give a damn what you think I'd be protecting. What I am protecting is me and Rod when it comes to taking on jobs. And that one looks like a death trap.
Then would you be willing to perhaps another day have a visit? I wouldn't make you trek there. I wouldn't make you leave the trek back. But if you were to come and gauge for yourself, because as far as I know, you haven't actually been there.
Yeah, and I also haven't been inside of an active volcano. Taking a visit, seeing the fire, jumping in for a swim. There's a good reason for that. So, I'm going to say that this is a no. And frankly, I don't know if we're ever going to see you again. And if we do, and if you're still inclined for some crazy reason, you can ask about some other job, but not that one. So, I'm going to say that that's it. This is it. No more. Conversation closed.
Fine. Don't blame me when your lips slip and the other one is interested, but I won't say a word to him.
Yeah,
You know where to find me.
And you don't know where to find me.
Yes, I do. And walks off.
Right. Anybody else got anything else? This last day with the group and then the following.
No.
Okay.
Kane will, during the night, at least switching shifts with Dren. Just gonna give him a glance like, so, when does your job end with the young one?
Soon.
How soon?
Real soon. I'll leave you to wonder that.
I'm basically asking, am I gonna be dropping you off, getting on a fight, then getting back on a boat, or no?
Nah. The fight'll come later. Don't worry. It's coming. Though, if you'd like to pick it now.
You know I have no problem with that. Unfortunately, I'm just fond enough of the young one to not try to leave her out stranded with one less guard.
Shame. What a shame. Though I suppose in this area, there's not much of a shelter you can drop on her head, is there?
You'd be surprised. It doesn't take much to cut down these trees. More likely he'll string you up by the neck and fling you off a catapult.
Just saying. You want to start something.
You know I will. You'd be drowned before they ever had a chance to get them out of here. Look, if you really want to come find me, go and knock on our threshold after the fact. If I'm still alive, I'll be over there. They'll be able to contact me from there.
I'm not looking to contact you first.
Yeah, if you want to find me, they're the ones who are going to know where I am. Unless you want to go chase me around the Howling Plain or some shit. I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm not about to leave this sitting on any longer than I have to.
And I'm perfectly willing to leave you sitting on it, wondering when I'm going to turn up. For as long as possible.
Alright. Well, have fun limping around the countryside then.
I can travel faster than you think.
Well, yeah, I've seen you walk more than 10 feet. You'd have to.
You see his
uh,
face. He is barely holding it together right now.
Yep, and Kane is just blank face like usual. Like, no, go ahead, I dare you. Do something now. See how this goes in the middle of the night with no one here to come save you. Even better. Try attacking me in my sleep. See how well that goes for you.
All right. This is gonna be interesting. I'm going to say that this might be the equivalent of a wisdom save on his part.
Maybe versus intimidation.
Maybe you're not really intimidating, you're goading.
What's the thing? If he basically does not feel cowed by it, he'd probably feel confident. That's my logic.
No, it's not that. It's your words are very much prodding at him, so it's almost like he has to roll against a DC.
Okay.
I just need to decide what that DC is.
And it might determine whether he sees your words as weak goads or actually something to smack you about.
You know what?
I just meant to kind of help. I meant to kind of help. Just make DC.
What is your passive intimidation?
15.
I'm going to set that as the DC. This could be very poorly. He holds it together. He does not attack you.
Okay, I'll just shrug.
He just says, I can wait.
You're gonna have to. Who knows? Maybe you'll eventually build up enough muscle to actually do something.
I'll wait.
Enjoy it. I'll try and take a beat by a crocodile while I'm asleep. Ken will go to bed like 2 feet away from him.
Mm-hmm. There's a point in the night where you think you're dreaming. Actually, you're not sure if you're dreaming or if you did wake up briefly and you see Dren kind of standing over you, holding the axe, kind of fingering the edge. But then you wake up fully, and he's sitting at the edge of the island, staring off into the darkness. So either it was one of those little wake up in the middle of the night, see a thing, drift off, and then wake up again, or it was just a dream and then you woke up from it. You're not sure which. So, with that, on the 29th of Stormswell, you guys, are you all ferrying off, or is Kane doing it alone while the rest stay behind?
I'd say we should stay.
Yeah, someone could fucking come. Call this thing.
Yeah.
Real quick, just before they're leaving, because I've realized I haven't done up until now. Also, I was just going to do a detect good evil.
Interesting. Alright, remind me of what that detects real quick.
You know, if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that's been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. Alright, you pick up on Mori. That would be all. I don't think anything's consecrated or desecrated. Oh wait, the sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
sword of Cards.
Sure.
You get the usual slightly off ping from that. I don't think anybody else has anything weird magically speaking.
She's more looking for the creatures, honestly.
I mean, the Lantern Shield is sin against humanity, but...
That's on a different level.
Okay.
But yes, none of those creatures.
Even when she walks by the group that's leaving?
Even then.
Alright.
Yeah, they are all pretty mundane as far as, races and stuff go.
Mm-hmm. Also, I was just going to wild shape and do another loop around.
Okay. You do a loop around, you see Kane kind of poling away with the small group in the boat. Probably a few times as you circle and circle.
Oh, and also just as they're leaving, I guess, because I forgot about it. She will just, say goodbye to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Farewells are given and received by anybody who would care to give or receive them.
Yep. Tells you, Lelia, to look in those books she recommended. And
I've got them listed, thank you.
And in front of Tia, with Rod there, says, and consider that offer I gave you, and walks away.
You hear, what was that about? And you hear Tia go, don't worry about it. Just nonsense. Okay.
Kane
So-
will ferry them out and put as many of them to work as he can make work.
Tia's good at rowing. She's got the strength for it. She's got the endurance for it. Rod tries, but he's not built for strength. He's built for dexterity. Dren is grouchy as anything, but if Eulalia asks, then in the purview of his contract, he'll do it. All right. Is anybody else up to anything else in the meantime?
Does the 25 perception loop around get anything?
Not. Nope. Just the repeated look at Kane, having them row towards the river. And probably the occasional snatch of broken bits of dialogue from the boat as you pass by.
Okay. At some point, she's gonna return. Was this day included in the scrying? I don't think so, right?
It was.
It was? Okay.
I counted all the way up to the last day of the month.
Okay. She's... We have nothing. We have goddamn nothing.
Yep.
Let it go. Let it
Shut
go.
your mouth.
Give me an epilogue thing, it's alright.
She would like to, also for the record, I'm just looking to handle this later. I don't want to bog things up and we'll just keep it moving, but Alsana is doing the scrying on the other side.
All right. Which one would you like to scry on, and on what day and time?
I assumed the last week.
Okay.
I just don't want to get into all of that right now, too.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do a quick little sprint of rolling and checking. So, during that last week, who are you going to try to focus on?
She'll just do Alsana.
All right. Let me go ahead and grab that sheet real quick because I need to see if you succeed any days because she's good at avoiding that.
Yep,
So, I did not have this sheet open, so just give me a second. There we go. Scry. That's a wisdom saving throw against a DC 18. Success. Fail. Would you stop once you succeeded once?
Depends on what she sees. Is it going to be anything that would... Basically, is there anything that makes her want to further look into her?
Let me see real quick. So we're gonna go...
Because if not, she might switch to Alaris.
Alright, you scry on your other self, currently alone. However, she is already sitting with that strange inked eye open. She immediately glances up, seems to look directly into your eyes through the mirror.
Also is looking and doing her best to figure out anything but her, like in the surrounding.
And which one do you ever learn? She reaches out a hand. That would be a contested wisdom check.
Oh man.
So, yep, you hold on to the scry as she tries once again to grasp and to tear it away. You are drinking in the surrounding area. She looks like she's alone in a room. She seemed to be reading something. She has some various familiar potion making equipment scattered about. Some of the same interests as you, it seems, but with a different bent. You actually see a number of dusk bells scattered on a work surface area. a number of other herbs and flowers and plant matter. One more wisdom check. You keep the scry going. You identify some of those herbs and flowers as probable components of various poisons, various other potions, perhaps. You see some that are actually more for healing potions. Looking around further, you see more books on a shelf. You see various small magical accoutrements. Another wisdom check, as she is starting to get a little crease in her brow as her frown deepens. Oh, you're strong! And then it cuts off.
Yep. Alright. Okay, she'll hop to Alaris then after that one.
Alright,
with that last one, is she able to like identify anything like other than like, you know, healing potion materials, death bells?
Quite a lot on interplanar travel, quite a lot on potion recipes and guides, scrolls. I'll say go ahead and give me a very broad arcana check real quick.
27.
Yeah. You're able to identify that she has quite a few books and materials on just kind of the study of especially the elemental planes of magic, and a further shelf that's dedicated solely to the Shadowfell.
Okay.
Feywild doesn't seem to be as represented in her fields of study as far as like the closer or more inner planes go.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. You also saw, if I can find the description of it so I don't like mix things up, just 1 second. I know I wrote this down. I want to make sure that I'm not confusing you with a thing. You also saw, kind of set on the desk next to her, a what looked like a metal amulet, with a symbol on it that you recognized from the first time you successfully scryed on her. A symbol that's circular, depicting a large four-pointed star to slightly the left of the circle, an arc of 4 smaller stars to the right, and curved lines cut behind them in a sort of undulating pattern. You saw this symbol on the doors that she was approaching when she last looked about, saw your scry, and made it stop.
Yep. Does she recognize the symbol at all?
You do not.
Okay.
It is thoroughly unfamiliar, magically or mundane speaking. I'm just gonna say right now, to forestall any further questions on it or curiosity, it's not something of your world.
Yep. Figured. Okay. She's gonna try Lars.
Okay, so that was the second day of the week, so the 27th, we're gonna try Elaris. Let's go with a wisdom saving throw. Yeah. Let me just double check and make sure that he doesn't get advantage from anything. I don't think he does.
Sorry, is that towards me?
No.
Oh wait, wait. Nope, it is the mirror Alaris. Yep, you go ahead, and on the third day of that week, you scry on him successfully. Let me just go ahead and real quick determine one thing. All right. Funnily enough, as that scry opens up, you actually see him sitting down, and he's having a meal, it seems. Kind of in this stone-walled courtyard. There are plants all around. And sitting across the table is actually the mirror Alsana.
Ah, great.
They are talking. As you kind of tune in with the scry, it's to hear Alaris, the other Alaris, say, "And you're sure they're watching us?" "Absolutely. I saw it." "Huh. How do you think they're reaching? I don't know. There must be some sort of way, some sort of thing we're missing. There's no way that anybody could have the power for that kind of spell naturally." Don't suppose the keepers probably. Oh, more than likely they do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they either shared some knowledge with the other side or passed something along. There's some means of doing it. I've been able to reverse, but I haven't been able to initiate anything myself. Some sort of potion? I've tried. Oh, trust me, I have tried. It's something that I haven't quite grasped. Something that's beyond normal means, I believe. Have you asked her for her blessing? I've asked her for guidance. She only told me that the keepers hold what we need, and at that point, if we can force that gate open, well, I suppose that little problem is no longer going to be one, is it? I suppose. You've got a point. So, oh, well, there's many things to consider, including, and her eye flicks open on the forehead. She does a slow turn, and once again fixes on you. Again. This is why we cannot speak openly, and she holds out a hand and begins to pull at the spell again. Wisdom check.
14.
You hold it. She rolled low. It's definitely her. Nobody else can hold this as long. Roll again.
Alright. 9.
And it tears away from you.
Yep.
What would you like to do with that information? Scant as it was.
Okay, the keepers. What does she know about that, if anything?
Roll a history check.
Alright, guidance.
But with advantage. Okay, never mind. Good enough.
Well, hold on now.
Yeah. Throw your guidance on there. Yeah. Yep. 27. Keepers of the Balance. On the side, they were the precursors. The older version of the Order of the Shadow Threshold. Keepers of Balance, however, were the ones that fell. They fell apart. They started controlling too much. They started basically doing what the Fallen Kingdom in the Howling Plains fell for.
Okay.
They no longer exist in your world. However, from the way the mirror was talking,
That might be their version. Okay. And the she.
That's a lot more vague. I'm gonna say you don't have enough information no matter what to know for sure.
Okay. What were the evil gods again?
There's a small list. Let me just go ahead and pull them up.
How many of them are female?
Hold on. 1 second while I make sure I've got the list in front of me so that I'm not missing anything, because the gods have not actually come up very much in this. I set them just in case anybody wanted to do like a cleric or a godly paladin.
No Ash to hear, don't worry.
Deities. The gods of evil. There is the goddess of night and hatred, Toxis. And there is the goddess of the sea and storms, Zeboin. Those are the two evil goddesses of that group. There are 6 evil gods in general. Gods, goddesses, whichever. Oh no, 7, sorry. I forgot about the god of evil magic.
Ooh. Who would that be?
Probably an important one.
Nuitari.
Yes, right. Alright, so, Tox, what is it?
Takhisis?
What kind of design, I guess, what kind of emblem does she have on this side?
Roll a religion check.
Alright.
Though it is kind of in Alsana's wheelhouse. She probably
She has a
has
bracelet with
similar-
most of them on there.
Yeah, you kind of flip through your bracelet, and you go, oh yes, the Black Crescent. That's the one.
Black Crescent.
Mm-hmm.
Question to Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
How out of the wheelhouse is it to try to contact God?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh man.
It's I don't know. Whatever.
Probably a bit out.
Okay.
Come on, channel some of that Ashton. Don't look into the ocean. It doesn't work out well.
Don't. No oceans.
There's
no
only so
oceans.
many of them. It's okay.
Dangerous business.
Mm-hmm.
She knows the name. She'd go for one in particular, not just, hey, I wonder, hey, roll the dice. What god do I get?
You could still call out an
Deus
any
100.
random fucking person.
I'm gonna say that calling out alone isn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You would need to set up some kind of ritual, some kind of
Oh, yeah, no.
prayer, some kind of possibly even sacrifice, depending on what sort of god you're looking for. And then you'd have to roll a d100, and it would be a small percentage chance.
Yep. Fine by me. Fucking funny if I did it, though.
We're not. Please
Yep.
no.
So, okay. Yeah, just was on the dock, and I'm like, hey, wait a second. Okay. Okay, guys, opinion. Do I keep scrying Alsana? Because it's kind of funny.
I mean, there's no real point to it.
Pissed her off.
It is
Do
funny,
it.
but-
Wait, she if anyone's going to be making preparations in the coming times, it's going to be her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we know about Kane though?
It
He's
has
immune.
not worked. Yeah.
Just like we don't know anything about it yet. Why does it try then?
What we know about the game is the GM is very happy about what Kane is and doesn't want it spoiled until we're face to face with him.
Kane's doing something on his own. We haven't seen him.
Yeah, Kane does
We've
not interact
heard.
with the group as much.
That's why I'd be curious to scry on it. A, because you don't have to worry with the Alsana problem. B, because if we don't know anything about it, it seems like just a very inline thing to do, try to figure at least something about him.
No, Threshold. We've talked to Threshold. They are wholly unsuccessful in scrying on Kane.
Oh, okay. That's why I asked. Okay.
There's
Yeah.
something up.
Yeah, like I think they've tried Calden Alaris and they've gotten like a little bit, and then I think it was said like the Alsana is like resistant to it, but Kane was just like nothing, like dead air.
Yeah. I'd say maybe try Calda one more time.
Yeah, I'm
then
thinking
just piss
Calda.
off Alsana.
Yeah.
Then just go piss off Alsana.
Yeah. Okay. Calda.
We've only got 2 days left.
The
so-
only issue is
Mm.
Calda is a bit tough to do. We'll see.
I mean,
Yep.
so is.
So's
Alsana.
Alsana.
No, but also
And
I can
Alsana.
at least see in the room. You know.
Yeah.
All right, so she's got that. She's got
She got her paladin
Yep.
bonus. She's adding her charisma
Yep.
to it.
paladin bonus. So wisdom saving throw. Plus paladin bonus.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So that's
I don't know what the number is now.
it's low. I'll tell you, she rolled a natural 2 on the dice, so it's not even a lucky reroll or anything.
Nice.
Literally the
Fucking
lowest.
Calda. Legally the lowest I can roll. legally.
Well, you can roll a second one, can't you?
I can roll a second one, yeah.
The lowest you can reliably roll.
Yes. All right. So, you are going to kind of scry in on Calda.
Goes through.
It does go through. I believe this would be on the 29th, so this is probably as or after Kane is taking that group away, letting them off at his little village on the banks of the river, heading back. You sit down and you call up an image of the other Calda. She is... you see her kind of walking along in a corridor, and you see her look to the side and go, "Oh, hey, Good.
Huh.
I didn't expect to see you here today." She nods. "Yeah, I know. It's getting a little busy. Getting a little, tight."
Does Lasana not see anything?
Close. You see where Calda is looking. It's empty air.
Ah,
And you don't hear any replies.
that's fun.
Yeah, yeah, I devoid Alsana too. She's gotten really uptight about, apparently we're being spied on.
Good job, Calda.
Yeah, it's the other her.
Mm-hmm.
They're aware. I mean, of course they were aware. They saw me a while back. But somehow they found a way to look in on us. She hasn't gotten much. Okay, you don't need to be like that. I know you don't get along with her, but... Look, just for the time being, you just gotta cooperate. I know. Well, at least when it's all over, you can just go your separate ways. Well, you don't have to. Really, really good. You don't have to. In fact, that'd probably be a bad idea. No, I have the utmost faith in you and your abilities. It's just a little bit hard to swing a sword when you've been fried by lightning, and I know you're fine, but...
Plot twist, we get to the fight, only one of the siblings is still alive.
Hey, just... keep it in mind, okay? Offer's still open. Once I get my daughter back, wouldn't mind adding you to the household.
I'm suing.
This is
They're literally
blatant
us.
gimmick infringement.
They're us.
Blatant.
They're not literally us.
I mean, it's about as close as we can get.
Mhm.
Other than like a simulacrum.
Alright. If you
Evil version.
if you'd prefer not, I'm not gonna make you. I couldn't really. Just know that you can
Down,
always
he's
come by
gonna
and visit.
die.
Save it for the other side. Just think. There's another Alsana over there.
Oh no.
Honestly, good argument.
That's a really good argument.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but I mean, practically. Of course I make a good point. Yeah, you go do that. See you around, Good. And be ready. It should be soon.
What is it about Kane that's consistently fratricidal on every plane?
Basically the same person? Not literally, but basically.
At least it's a different sibling.
And after that strange conversation, you see Calda just kind of wander down the corridor, stop at a window, lean on the sill, and look out. Almost seeming to enjoy the day, the sunlight coming through, the breeze on her face. She is still a halfling, so she's only able to lean on the windowsill because it's a window that actually goes down to like knee level for most humanoids. One of those almost floor to almost ceiling affairs that go down a corridor sometimes. Turn it into something of a nearly open hallway out towards a courtyard. For the next few minutes of the scry, she doesn't really seem to do or go anywhere of note.
As Osana's watching, she'd almost be pretty if she wasn't endangering all of existence.
I'm right here. I'm playing the exact character.
Yeah.
Little
To be fair,
bitch.
I'm sure that's a phrase that's been said to Alsana many times in her life.
Motherfucker.
However, eventually the scry spell runs out. Do you scry anybody or anything on the last day on the other side?
Alsana.
Of course.
Little
Piss
bastard.
her off. Piss her off.
Okay,
yes!
no, if we could actually get her freaking out, it'd be great.
Do you really want a more paranoid Alsana to be fighting?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I want an assault. I want an Alsana that's gonna say like the wrong sentence and Good's gonna cut her head off.
I want her Angie.
Angie.
She Angie.
Angie.
I don't know, I feel
Thanks,
like
God.
Alsana is the least dangerous when
Sorry,
she's
I
cocky.
just
Oh,
gotta-
God.
My
gotta
god, I
intro.
love it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, thanks.
Alsana, you do the scry spell, and it's like it snaps before it can even touch. This was a natural 20 wisdom saving throw. There was no chance. You did the magical equivalent of running face first into a brick wall.
Oh.
There was a nice
The rod already
cartoon.
left.
There's a nice cartoon of the mirror world on the other side, though, Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Cheeky.
Try again.
Yep.
And she'll put that away.
Okay.
Kane's back by this point, right?
Oh yeah, this is the following day. So you actually returned right after Alsana finished scrying on Calda.
Okay, he'll just like stretch when he comes off the boat. Like, alright, anything interesting?
Found you. Only I didn't.
Oh, am I handsome?
Holds up the mirror. I have no idea of knowing.
No, not a very good mirror then, is it?
The other you is basically invisible.
Ah.
I saw Calda talk.
What if I got a house dropped on me? That'd be a fun reversal.
Do you want some motivation for the other side to kick your own ass?
I mean, is my self-loathing enough?
Calda offered to make him part of the family. He declined,
I mean, so did I at first.
but poignantly. She looks at.
I was gonna kill him. Well, how about you take me and I take Alsana? I thought that was the deal.
He also seems very okay. Here's the other thing. Apparently, there was no like even vague approach of a smoothing over. He's considering killing her like you consider killing Dren.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Although the only difference is you're not working in a large-scale operation with Dren.
Oh, thank God.
Also, I am getting suspicious of myself.
I mean, welcome to how everyone else feels about you.
The other side seems pretty pretty sure that I am the one who is fighting her and peering in on her, and she seems to be getting a bit frantic about it.
I mean, you seem the same way about the hag, so...
Are you pissing her off? You should piss her off.
I think I am.
Yeah. Maybe
So,
you
okay.
can like push her to like a mental breakdown or something.
Oh, that'd be great.
If Kane can't do it, I'm not sure another Alsana could.
Also, you were eating spinach soup, Alaris.
I know.
Spinach soup's good.
Ugh.
It's not
The
bad.
taste is horrible.
You're
It
a
just
druid,
tastes
what do you mean you
grass.
don't like spinach?
It's
Good for
it's
you,
the
though.
soup specifically.
So?
It's all-
Like a nice leaf is wonderful, but
You've been eating alligator for a week, what do you mean?
It's like if you dip
It's
some
meat.
lettuce in some hot water. It's the same thing. It doesn't taste good. It's
That's
like
just called
cabbage
tea.
soup. Lettuce?
Yeah,
you
just
did
leave it out
not.
in water, it's tea.
You did not just compare those two.
No, correct me. One's just a vegetable where the other's from a tree. Correct me, go ahead.
I am not partaking
Tea
in this.
is made from tea leaves, you heathen.
Tea
Yes.
is not a fruit nor vegetable. Lettuce is lettuce.
No.
And if in the
Jesus.
correct culture, a piece of cabbage or a piece of spinach was considered a tea leaf, it would be tea.
I'll
No,
take out-
it'd be
What?
considered wrong.
Son, you're grounded.
Oh no.
Son,
like
oh,
you're
no.
grounded.
If you speak
Like
any
it.
more of this blasphemy,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
have the
grounded.
gods smite you where you stand.
You're grounded.
Try me,
Yeah,
bitch!
You're grounded.
You smoked me, nothing happened.
Go sit under the tree.
Go
What?
to your room.
It's all trees here.
Go sit under that specific tree.
Oh, Sokolda, you should be proud of me. I didn't murder Dren yesterday. You
I
tried.
am
You're
proud
grounded.
of
You're
you, but you're
grounded.
still grounded.
You're still grounded.
Oh, that's fine. I just want to let you know.
Also, do you have
Oh
any
yeah, I'm
idea?
completely proud of you.
Do you have any idea how low a bar I didn't murder my sibling today is?
To be fair, I tried to murder him many times before. The fact that I'm holding
Asana.
back this time is good.
Alsana, he spent 6 months with you. It's you know,
Also, I did try to kill him once. Not repeating it is a good thing.
that's true. That's improvement. That's improvement. Now go sit under the tree.
I will yell at you from under the tree.
You can yell at me from under the tree, but you're
You yell
going
at-
under the grounding tree.
That's it. That's it. You're in timeout. Get on top of the tree. This house is.
Kane is going to get on his boat and float beneath the tree, and from the boat yell, by the way, you could say the same thing if you just, didn't like an apple tree. You could take the apple, like leaves, put that in a tea, and it'd still be a tea.
Wouldn't be good.
Leaf tea?
No tea is good. What are you talking about?
Excuse me. Double
Oh
grounded.
dear.
Get out
Oh
of your
dear.
boat
Oh
and under
dear.
the tree.
You can't get me out of this boat. You can't even swim.
Go soak in the swamp.
I'll teleport. I'll teleport.
Don't make me Missy step over there, young man.
Don't.
Go make me dimension door over there, young man.
I'll talk to
Waste
you
this
about
high level
it.
spell slot. I don't care.
Anyways, anything interesting other than that while I was gone, or just more keeping watch with nothing happening?
I saw a very nice frog.
Oh, what color?
Purple. I named him Stanley. I
Don't
don't know
eat
where
those.
he went.
Purple?
I-
Yeah, don't even touch those.
His name was
Yeah.
Stanley. I poked him with a stick, and the stick sort of fizzling, so I left.
Yeah. Although if you lick them, you get some fun hallucinations.
That is
One-
horribly unsafe.
He made Stanley.
Well,
made
only if
a
it doesn't
stick
kill you.
that sizzle.
Not safe.
I
No,
think I,
no,
I
if it
think I
kills you,
wouldn't
it's
have a
very
tongue.
unsafe too.
Yeah.
I meant like the hallucinations are fun if you
I
haven't killed you.
think death's safer than hallucinations.
I'm not sure about that. Regardless, have we decided who's taking the shrine for this one for tomorrow?
Please.
Was it me and Calda?
It is.
I'd appreciate
yeah,
it.
it's a physical.
Alright. Well, let's go back to keeping watch. It's not alert to who might be coming in. Perhaps when they saw me leave.
The owl has seen nothing.
Yeah, but we've
I
seen
have
nothing
seen
for the past 8 days, and we've still want to keep a watch. So
I know,
Okay.
and I hate it.
It's
Oh.
a long game. We may have to come back for this after everything's done, too. There could be another fucking snake when we leave.
and also Alsana, at the very least, we're a deterrent to anything that does come by here, which I'm thankful of. I don't want to leave them more unguarded if I can avoid it. But also that being said, if anyone's going to figure something out, it'll be you. So relying on you there.
It's a very stressful statement for your sister, Kane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been sleeping next to my fratricidal brother for a week.
Just making sure everyone's mentally okay before we go into what the next month may offer us.
Also, on flip to her spellbook. You know, if we're willing to drop roughly 1,000 gold in magic materials, I could maybe
Maybe.
create some sort of guardian here.
The difference with
Why didn't you say that before?
Because
Guardian.
What do you need? I'll get it for you today.
I hate this because the player doesn't know how it's said. Agate. Agate.
Agate.
Is it Agate?
A-G-A-T-E, right?
A-G-A-T-E.
Yeah, Agate. Or just Agate. Either way.
Alright.
Oh, like the gem?
Yep.
Agate.
It's not agate. What?
It's agate.
I've heard it pronounced Agate or Agate. Either way.
It's literally agate, but it's the A is not an A. It's like an A.
Agate.
Either way.
It's like agate.
Agate.
Also, we're Canadian. We can talk about pronunciations. Who cares?
No.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it is. Fuck you.
It's an excuse you can use, but it's not how it works.
It's just an agate.
Yep, okay, agate.
Yeah.
I
And
just,
maybe in the UK it's agate.
Again.
Yeah.
I just every
Okay.
time I say it, I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Well, you
Yeah.
probably are because of Canadian accent. Who cares?
Anyhow,
Agatha
Agatha.
Christie.
That
Yep.
works. So,
Also, why didn't you mention this a week ago?
because me, the player, completely forgot about.
Okay.
Because I just recently figured out the spell.
He reached into his bag, pulled out 600 gold, just like as soon as possible. Like,
I'd have to find the gem.
oh, like a singular gem.
Yes.
Oh.
Moreover, it's unless we would have to take at least somewhat care of it.
That's fine. We just need it for while we're not here until we can figure the rest of the thing out.
Right, but if we've abandoned, basically, it's very friendly towards us for 30 days, and then after those 30 days, depending on how it's treated, determines how it acts in continued use.
So we
Okay.
have to hang out here for a month with it?
Or we just
That's
treat it well
fine.
for a month. At the very least, it's something while we're not here. Even if after the month it's not very useful, we kill it. We at least have a month
I'm
to
just
research stuff
letting
that
you
happened to
know.
wait here.
I'm just letting you know it could be a problem
It's a very...
Either way, if we find a gem, let's do that, because frankly, it would make me feel a lot more at peace with all this.
It's a very expensive murder, Kane.
Most murder is expensive.
Yeah,
unless
but like,
it's out of passion.
that's not a passionate murder. That's us busting a perfectly good gem.
That's why it's expensive. Because it wasn't
Yeah,
out
it's
of
only-
passion.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, last murder I tried to commit, I had to run away from all the family I ever knew, so I'd say that's expensive.
Shall we start preparing for the ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I'll give one last
So-
scout. She'll just use her last wild shape of the day.
All right. Is this towards the evening then?
Yeah, because it took a while for Kane to go out and bring them all out and come back. It takes time.
Oh, you went out. Okay, hold on. Are you Kane, you went out on the 29th and came back, and that's when the conversation happened. The 30th was the failed scry on the other Alsana and the Shrine Day.
Yeah, this was all the day before.
Okay, so you're doing one last scout the night before the shrine.
Oh, no, I'm saying a scout the day of the shrine.
Okay.
Either way.
I had a feeling that 2 days were being conflated there.
I assume
Alright.
we're on the 30th.
Okay, so now we're on the 30th. After you guys spent about a day doing whatever you would like to do with the shrine in that area.
I might also, just because there was quite a bit of time, I might just retroactively ask you about some alchemy things Alsana might have worked on, but that's for later.
Okay.
I don't want to drag things down too much.
Post session.
Yep.
Okay. You do a scout around the shrine, still relying on that passive hawk perception. Actually, you know what? The passive was for when you did multiple days in a row. Let's go ahead and make this an active roll. Go for it.
Alright. Advantage. Perception. 26.
Even better. Yep. All right. As you circle around in the evening light, the sun starts to go down. You glance down and you actually see a small boat rowing unsteadily in from the west with familiar head of red hair and 3 more figures in it.
Kane is gonna go commit murder.
Motherfuckers!
Okay. So it seems to be coming inwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Alsana is going to float into some of the trees nearby.
Mhm.
She's going to deform and unwild shape and be floating on the broom.
And you just kind of hear, not all the way, just to somewhere nearby.
And she's
maybe
going to
that
cast
far off
Call
island a little
Lightning
bit.
in front of the boat.
Correct answer, thank you. If Kane could have done it, he would have done the exact same thing, thank you.
Oh god! I assume that you're not actually hitting the boat. You're not
No.
actually splintering it. Okay. Just out of a clear blue sky. Actually, hold on. Let me see if it, because I don't.
Wait, we never rolled weather for today.
Yeah, I never will. No, it's a clear blue sky.
Okay.
Still quiet except for the drone of insects. Suddenly, and water sprays up in a plume. There is a shriek and a "What the from the
A
boat.
purple frog floats up dead.
For the purposes of
Deadly!
this
That
too,
fish in particular. Yep.
she has Harvest Scythe. I don't know if it would take a use of it, but can she basically just have the image of the Grim Reaper appear in the lightning bolt?
I'm gonna say you probably can't control lightning to that degree.
Okay. Even in the clouds?
The scythe thing is a flavor thing that I
Alright.
throw in when you
Alright.
use your scythe
Yeah,
ability.
I purely for flavor.
Plausibly
Plausibly deniable.
Honestly, they probably would not have noticed.
Okay.
It was very sparkling. It was
That
very
lady
fast,
blinds
very
people, dude.
Alright.
Yep.
And then
A lot of struggling for oars.
and on that, she's just going to float out from the side while they're scrambling.
Mm-hmm. Where did that come from? What did?
And she glances over.
Oh.
Oh, you poor things! You must be lost.
I can explain.
I don't think you can.
Look, there was a lot of really weird stuff going on. I just want to find out what it is.
Dear, this hurts me more than anything. I don't like keeping information held tight. That said, in this particular instance, I have to make an exception. Understand when there are things others don't intend for you to know.
Alright, I wasn't gonna watch whatever you're doing.
You see,
But
the
that
fact that you're coming back against our wishes leaves me little room to believe anything of that.
I...
The rules were outlined. I was even nice enough to offer you routes and avenues that you could perhaps one day find the answers you're looking for.
My graph isn't done?
Uh-oh.
Shakes her head.
She's giving you the most adorable, hopeful smile. They...
Oh, Kane would have committed murder here. My God. Drowned her.
I do not own this spot, but I'll be damned if I'm not a protector of it. Turn back. Now.
Alright, fine. But we can't go all the way back. It's too late and dark. Can we at least go to just an island?
No.
Oh, how convenient. Oh,
Yeah, look, it took us a while to get a boat. And thank you for not splintering it. We do have to return this.
You know, I would have thought that you might have taken it with a grain of salt. What we did to save your butts back on the other island.
Yeah, you did turn up just in time for that, huh?
I would have thought the time you spent with us would be enough to know that things don't go out of my view.
Yeah, well, there's a first time for everything, isn't there? Just kind of hoping, I guess. Dren is sitting in the boat, kind of just staring stoically up at Alsana. Tia and Rod are showing a little bit more, I guess, animation, glancing between Alsana and Eulalia as the conversation happens.
By the way, Arl, I will say, props to just like good story doing of the genuine rage that came out of me when I heard they were still there. Like, well done. I was genuinely pissed off for a minute.
Yeah.
Be honest with me, dear. Why are you so desperate right now?
Because there's something about that island. And I want to find out what that is. And I think you know what that is. And
You could be right. You're rather presumptuous to think I would tell you.
Huh.
At least for free.
Well, what's your price then?
Years
Not
of your
fucking
life.
drowning you.
What?
Years of your life dedicated towards certain causes and effects. The routes and channels I've offered you previously.
I mean, you already offered those.
Yes.
And that's something that you're giving me, not something I'd be giving you.
Be surprised.
Honestly, you found yourself in more of an uphill battle. In the future now, after this little incident, I'm going to be concerned about your dependability, honesty.
Hmm.
Are you expected back for something
Not for a few more days.
after
I've got
that?
enough time. I've
Are you-
got time.
Are you going
I
to
can
be,
make time.
Are you going to be locked into some familial something? You're acting
No.
with a fervor. What aren't you telling me?
I just want to see. And if I can't see, I want to find out. I want to figure it out. And I don't really like it when people keep things to themselves.
I'm serious. This hurts me. You have a good head on your shoulders. You have a outlook and a motivation and a drive that I pride myself on. But there are things I've come to realize in my bit of time. Things that overtake pure knowledge pursuit. Things that keep things safe. Life itself is an uphill battle. It needs every bit of help it can. And trust me when I say this, the act of you not knowing is not for my own selfish want to hoard information.
Isn't it?
It's not.
Well, whose is it then? Who's hoarding the information?
It's not hoarding.
Really? Could have fooled me.
It's for
It's for the safety of people.
Oh, that's a nice little story to tell, isn't it?
I'd say the same for yours. Young, intrepid girl, and off to make her mark in the world. We can talk about generacies all we want, dear. The simple fact is that there is a village that lives by there. If your work goes and puts out some wonderful article, and you get all the praise and adoration for this great discovery you found, that's a lot more people coming there to use and exploit things. A lot more of your kind who might not be so considerate as to just simply go behind someone's back, to take what they want, to clear out an area, to do their own research.
I'll keep the village out of it.
You will. But the
I'll make
information
sure
won't.
the village stays out of it.
How do you intend to do that? With your small sparks you can produce from your fingers? I'm a guardian, and I make sure that things are kept safe. You seem to spout a disdain for hoarding information. Then how can I trust that you aren't going to spread the information that you find here out to others who won't have your considerabilities?
You assume a lot.
So do you. So do you.
I feel like you're projecting, dear.
She seems to be very deeply considering just what to do, which way to go. She looks up. You gonna blast us out of the water?
if you start now, if you order your guts to start swinging at me, that might be another thing. But I trust you not to.
Huh.
You're all good people. I'm willing to give you routes to get what you want to know. But it seems that's not good enough for you. You seem impatient.
Of course I am. Something's gonna happen. And if I'm counting right, it happens tonight, doesn't it? Something about that island is gonna change, isn't it? And you know what? And you're gonna be there.
King is going to murder someone.
Do it.
And what would you like to do about that?
Watch. And if not watch, be close by. For whatever the aftermath would be.
Do you think that it would never happen again?
I don't know. Possibly. First time I've seen it.
Do you think that one such as myself would not chronicle and archive things?
Would you? You just talked about how you wouldn't want anything chronicled or archived because, well, who knows what
By
might happen.
you. To take back to your home. Don't make that mistake.
We're gonna come to blows, aren't we?
I'll turn back, but you've not seen the last of me.
I don't want to.
And I'm not turning back far. You go do whatever you're gonna do. But I'm gonna be by to see what happens afterwards.
You talked to Kane, yes?
Yeah.
He is willing to physically assault you. I'm one of the better ones. You got lucky that I was making the search. Had you got caught, I would be holding him back.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh my god.
Can Alsana insight her over this whole time?
Go ahead. With guidance, of course.
God.
21.
Okay, 21. Nice. She's putting up more of a stubborn front. She's
Yeah, I got
she's standing a lot more firm. I'd say, what are you looking for in the inside, I guess. Aside from just generalization that you've probably already picked up.
Is it really that she is just horribly curious? And like also just along that, like how much heat how much is Alsana getting to her at all?
Alsana's words don't seem to be making much impact. As for what's driving her, that one's a little bit harder to say. Just with just with the entire stubborn persona that's kind of new, just with the the determination and the unwillingness to back down.
She didn't react to anything with the like drop outs Alsana said about her not having a lot of time.
No, she actually didn't react much to that. She didn't react much to the implication of like family obligations or ties that might stop her in the future. She seems very, very focused right now. And the focus is there's something that she wants. how close this is to Kane. Yeah, I'm gonna
I
say
know I can't right now. It's just a note.
it was close enough that you guys definitely noticed the lightning crack Alsana brought down.
Oh, if that's the case,
Yeah.
we're on the boat and we're going.
Yeah, Alaris and Kane are on the boat.
Hey, I'm on the boat.
Yeah, Calda too. No,
And
if
Calda,
we,
yeah.
if we heard lightning, we're on the boat. We're going.
You guys have the message stone.
That's fine. We're gonna message on the way. Like it's.
Yeah. Alaris will actually message on the way.
Okay.
Alsana, everything alright over there?
Large snake. I dealt with it.
You sure?
You can't message again
Oh,
to sending
message
stone.
back. Okay, it's sending stone. Okay. She's apparently saying it's a large snake and she dealt with it.
Can I roll to see how likely Olsan is to use lightning on a snake?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm kind of
the only time she's ever used lightning is on a group of creatures or on Kane.
Mhm.
Or to intimidate someone. Those are the only 3 times she's ever used it.
I'd say in an odd way that might be an insight just because it's Alsana's character that you're questioning.
Okay.
It would be, I'd want to say a disadvantage because you can't see the face. However, it's also not so much facial cues
That's
as
10 in this,
character.
I feel like.
So I'm just going to say insight, flat out insight.
Gotcha.
Is that like a singular person or like a group roll?
Anybody who wants to sit here and go, doubt, actually, go ahead.
Yeah,
I think we all do just because I have character
we all
ability part
like
of
to
this.
do that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, shit.
Guys,
We all suck at
Unfortunately,
insight.
she has all the wisdom.
Yeah.
You can doubt exactly as much as your character would like to doubt. However, you're not able to be certain one way or another.
Should we?
Okay.
we should go
I'm
check on
just
her.
Check on
I'm just
her
gonna
just to be
metagame here
sure.
because I want to be a part of this.
Yes.
I'm just gonna basically go like, either way, if she's used for lightning, she doesn't have her animal form anymore. She's not hidden.
We should check on her just
I'm
to
gonna
say.
metagame right back. She has the broom, dude. Come on.
I know, but it's Kane being worried. It's not Kane.
We should just check on her. She could be more snakes at that point. It's lightning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Devin, but I want Kane to be a part of this.
Doubt.
If you start swinging at this, I'm just gonna be mad at you as a character, as a
Oh, I
player.
know.
Sorry.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll boat over there to the best of our ability to guide.
All right. In the meantime, Tia and Dren have actually like guided the boat over towards a little island just so that they're not like kind of bobbing and drifting in the water while you guys argue. Just enough to like anchor a little bit. Where was that mid-argument, by the way? Because the others are probably getting close at this point. I just want to see if there's a good point for them to arrive.
Or were they that close to the shrine?
We probably would have
Fairly.
started.
Fairly.
We would have done when the lightning started, but it would take a while to get everyone on the boat because the boat was off on the side,
Yeah.
and then to actually start moving. So this is the slowest part of our journey because a short journey sucks for boats like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'll leave it up to you when we come in.
all right. Where did we leave off on the conversation? I got so distracted by
The insight check.
Yeah, she was inciting and basically she was doing that
yeah.
stubborn, and this isn't the last you've seen of me.
She is looking up again. And is there some kind of deal we can make? Something we can do that makes this not unpleasant, please?
Again, I feel like you've far gone past that point by doing this in the first place. Why do you want to know this so badly? And don't say just because you want to know.
Because I
You can tell me, or this can remain uncomfortable.
I think the magic can be drawn on.
And
And there's something I need to do.
Keep
I made
going.
someone a promise.
Is that Seth?
She kind of shrugs.
Insight.
Go ahead. I mean, it's a shrug.
A facial expression more than anything.
I'm waiting for her to tell us that Seth never existed. That's what I'm waiting for here.
Yeah.
16.
16.
This whole thing's back is Kane sinking the goddamn ship.
I'm gonna have to hold
hard,
Kane back once we get there.
hard
Yes.
to say. Hard to say on the shrug. If there was anything like more behind it. She's definitely, obviously evading that particular question. But you're not sure if that means that it was Seth or if it's somebody else, but she doesn't want to admit.
Who is it? What do you need to do? What do you need power for?
I just... I just need it. And
That's not going to cut it.
no, I'm realizing that. You are really, really stubborn. So, I guess, first of all,
Asana's
You're
holding
a
up a
good
finger for the
person.
lightning.
you're a good person. And I appreciate everything, and
This is about to go very poorly for her.
Eulalia, don't.
sorry.
Oh no.
Knew it.
Maybe there's gonna be some
Knew
shit like
it.
that.
I need an intelligence saving throw.
Yep.
It is a hell of a spell.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And
no.
lightning.
With that, we are not going
Okay.
to start initiative because number one, I need to get an appropriate map. I did not have one. I had a placeholder. Number two, it's late. So
Can
We're
I
gonna
at least
start-
get 5 minutes to react in character, please?
Can we please?
Just something.
as you guys are approaching, you're just barely within eyesight, and you see Eulalia lift a hand, and this sudden boom.
Shadow Moil immediately.
Hold on a second,
Yeah,
buddy.
not an initiative thing, just reaction
yeah,
character.
Yes, hold on. Just this boof of energy flies out from Eulalia's hand, slams into Alsana. You see Alsana clutch her head for a moment, but then shake it off and begin to raise a hand for Called Lightning. How would you like to react?
Kane just says to the other and says, either you try to hold me back, I'm killing you too.
I'm
Also-
not holding you fucking back.
Asana's
go.
gonna yell out, "You're a dead woman!"
You're in.
And that is where we're going to
Oh.
leave it for tonight.
More ways than one.
So, thanks, guys.
You're a
Like,
dead woman. Fuck yeah,
Till
let's
next
do this, boys. We crave violence.
Till next week.
Till next week.
The next take,
Yeah.
fucking murder someone.